Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Raw Side. It is open mic Thursday. Figured we just, have a little time to kick back and shoot the shit, stuff like that. Talk about anything, everything, what's going on with everybody. It's also a great time. I always like to do open mic, so you can ask any question you want, join in if you want, and then we can just go from there. Talk about a great way to get to know each other. I think it's great when you have the open mics. So just everybody who wants to hop in and join in, you are more than welcome. Uh, and please just remember to hit that like and that share button if you could. I would really appreciate it. The more likes that we get, the more I can keep going on, and that would be great. And please don't forget to subscribe. If you want to, it's all up to you. Oh, what a day here it's been. I don't know about you all, but on this side of the world, oh, rain, rain, rain. It was, I'm ready to get the boat out and start paddling to where we had to go. Just awful. And it was in between, that cold where it was like rain and ready to snow type of deal. So Mother Nature needs to get with it and make up her mind. And it's just this transition is where it's terrible. But yeah, that's where we're at. Rain, mud, but everything's starting to wake up and come alive, and that's the best part of the whole deal. So what is everybody up to today? Let's fix these headphones. I feel like I'm just not right. Me, busy, 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 doing a lot of research for the upcoming show with Jeff from Boo Paranormal, Boo Productions. Great guy. I'm looking forward to doing that next Saturday. It's going to be probably an intense deal there with that show. It's going to be about demonology and exorcism and the fakes and how they just get under your skin. And so hopefully everybody's going to enjoy that one because I'm looking forward to digging into that and maybe stirring up a little trouble. Who knows? It's always good to stir the pot just a little bit. Even though we've got enough going on in this in the paranormal community with all of the fighting between the uh, the fakes and the debunkers. Hopefully, it's starting to slow down. Well, hello there, Mr. Jeff. Always nasty. Yeah, get it going, get something going. If you want to join in, Jeff, you're more than welcome. Uh, just wanted to just chit chat and get it out there and just talk about anything tonight. Just anything. Nothing special. We touch on base on some of the stuff that's been going on out here in YouTube land. There's always something going on. Always. Never can get away from all of that drama and the craziness. So I guess it goes with the whole deal, I guess. But yeah, just let me know if you want to join in and we could sit and just gab. And there's Miss Faith. Hi, Miss Faith. Miss Faith made me a lovely hottie today. She got a hold of my picture and made it purty. I thank you. Oh, okay, you're gonna wait till. Oh, I'm in my work look still. Oh, okay, so you didn't have time to do your hair. That's all right. You could be in your PJs for all we care. So, yeah, that was a beautiful job with the photo, Faith. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's not that many pictures out there. I mean, I really don't like to take pictures. I'm not a picture I mean, I like to take pictures of other people, but me, usually when the camera comes out, I go the other direction. Kinda stupid, huh? Because here I am on a live feed, but, I don't stand still for regular pictures. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me either. Kinda weird, but that's just the way I've always been that way. It's funny, my sister's that way too. The camera comes and we run. I have no idea why. And I had to pull teeth to get her to come on here and to do this. God's honest truth, I hate being in pictures and on camera. I have a lot of people that say that they don't like to be on do the live feeds. I don't know. I just don't think much about it. Uh, it's kind of like being on a video call. That's how I look at it. Hanging, talking to your friends on the video call. It's pretty much the same deal. So I don't think much of it. And I used to do a lot of it when I was doing, sales on Facebook, selling my jewelry, and I did lives all the time, and it was just, like, hanging with the girls and showing jewelry and, just chatting and running our yaps. It was pretty I never really thought much of it, but I've got some people that are scared to death to get on here and do this. Even though they would like to, I'd love to get a couple of people on here, but they're not having it. They're like, "Oh, I can't. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound." And it's a shame because they're like a vault of information, and it would be great to get them on a live feed. And maybe I could talk into, like, doing a pre-recorded show and do it that way. Excuse me, and then maybe I can, work that one out, sucker into that one. We'll see. I have to work on that one. But yeah, a lot of people have just an issue with doing this. I have a bigger issue trying to figure out the editing. The editing is just to get it. I have such a hard time with it, but I'm gonna work on that this weekend. So I hate it when I can't figure something out. It drives me insane. I used to get panic attacks if I had to talk in front of people. Now look at yeah, see what I mean? See I know, like the days when you were in school and they'd make you stand up and read and you'd be like stuttering. Da, 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 da. And look at us, yeah, look at us now, Jeff. Just look at us now. I don't know. It's because I think it's because you're staring at a screen and there's not a whole bunch of people. I mean, I've talked in front of, groups of people before, and it does stage fright sets in, it's so you're like in a panic. Um, when I used to do performances and stuff in school, and you're up on stage, you're either acting or singing, and you're like, oh God. We did it, but it was like, yeah, the panic attack would begin. So either you just jump in with both feet, or you just, you pass out, take your pick. So pass out or take your pick. So that's the best that we could do. Excuse me, we got a cold going on in our house, so my husband's at home for 3 days with it. I think he's trying to share it, and, I wanna pass on that one. I don't wanna share. I don't wanna accept the present either. He can keep it. But, yeah, it's just another day. Let's see. When I started playing live shows in the band I stood in the back corner kinda hiding. Well, yeah, so you could do your thing, and you could still get the performance out there. Um, the problem was there was a lot of times where I would do, like, stuff, and I would get, like, the lead part, so couldn't hide there. You had to you were right out there. So and I would just like anything else, just jump in with both feet, and then you just figure, "Okay, if I suck, I suck." There's always another day. So this was, this is how I feel about this. It's just, you jump on, you do your thing. It is what it is. But a lot of people are just, oh no, no, can't do it, can't do it. I've even told them you don't even have to have your face on there. We could just put a little emoji thing up there, or and they're like, oh no, 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 no. So I don't know. I think once you do it eh, a couple of times, then you're like an old pro. You don't care. So that's pretty much I think how it goes. It's just like flying. Once you get on that plane, you did it once, then either you're gonna really, really hate it or you're gonna really love it. So it's just that first step pretty much. But just thanks everybody for coming to hang out. Like I said, you could talk about anything, we could discuss anything or everything that's going on. Things are starting to calm down as far as the debunking thing going on with who I'm talking about. So maybe it'll just lull itself off into non I know it won't, but it wishful thinking, non-existent. Maybe we can, have a little bit of a break from it at least, because every time you turn around, that's all you're seeing. That's all you're seeing. Who was it? Did somebody just posted, it was you, wasn't it, Jeff? I think so. The video there with that radio show guy. Um, yeah, who is that guy? Who is he? Have anybody else ever heard of him before he got involved with those threesome there? And I have never heard of that that channel, that guy. But rude? I think the man is rude. And they claim it to be, fair and neutral, and I don't think so. Maybe he needs to look that up in the dictionary, 'cause I thought that they were just completely rude and one-sided, to be honest. Not on everything, not on everything, but yeah, you knew what side they were leaning more towards. And, I was just watching this, and the breakdown that you did was fantastic, 'cause yeah, it proved nothing, only that they were actually friends with them. I don't know. I mean, I know you said you thought maybe they're being fooled. I'm on the fence about that one. I think that they knew exactly what was going on. Oh, there he is. He's hanging with us.
Tired of typing.
No, my typing stinks too, so I rather just chat it out.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right, trying to hold on. Little bit of stuffiness going on
Yeah.
to my husband, so I'm
We're
trying.
actually getting nice weather here, so hopefully it's coming your way.
Oh, I hope so, 'cause it's supposed to rain tomorrow too, I think.
Oh,
So I'm just ready to get the boat out, start
yeah.
paddling.
That's what we had a couple days of
It's
rain, and
ridiculous.
now it's like 60, 70 in there. So
Oh,
it's not
beautiful.
doing too bad. Yeah.
Well, it was freezing today. It was like, I don't know, it had to been 30
Yeah.
something. I was waiting for the
do you
snow to start, but it didn't.
do you do
I
you
think it
get
was just like
lake
right on the edge.
do you get lake effect weather? Like from the Great Lakes? Are you
Yes,
that
we
close
do.
to the Great Lakes? Yeah. We
Yeah,
do
yeah.
too, but a
It
lot of
comes,
it,
yeah,
the weather blows towards you guys, so you're still getting that coolness off the lake or
right.
lakes.
Yeah, if it comes across Lake Ontario,
Okay.
then yeah, we usually get nailed with lake
Yep.
effect.
Yep. It's
We lucked out this year.
yeah. We only got a very, very little bit of snow. So I think I shoveled one time this year. It's very, very mild winter. There was a lot of times it was in the 50s. Like it's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah. We have a snow blower because our shoveling days are over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we used it twice. That was it.
Yeah. I
If
figured
we didn't
maybe
have it, then we would have been buried in
yep.
snow.
Yep. I figured next year maybe I'll get a snowblower. That way I'll ensure that there'll be one more year without snow.
There you go. There you go. See?
Yep.
I said old boss, we used to tease him every time his snowblower broke, uh,
Hmm.
it wouldn't snow. And so he told me, I said, "Don't fix it. Every time you fix it, is we get a blizzard." I said, "So leave
Yeah.
it broken in your garage, so
That's
this way the
funny.
rest of us don't have to worry about snow."
Yep. Yeah. I
So yeah,
uh, I need to find a place that's 70 all year. That's that's my that's my dream location.
right. Somebody told me about someplace in California. It's like that. I
I
forgot
think
where.
San Diego is. I think I could be dead wrong on that, but I thought
I don't
somebody said
know.
San Diego is beautiful all year.
So it's yeah, but then you got to worry about all the other stuff.
Yes, that
That's
comes with
that's that's how I
California.
I that's how I kind of like
Yeah.
work that out. Okay, so you either got beautiful 70-degree weather,
Mhm.
but then you got to worry about fires and mudslides and earthquakes. And
Yeah.
so, because everybody goes, because I complain about the weather here a lot, and everybody goes, why don't you just move?
Yeah.
I says, well, not for nothing. We pretty much have really great weather here,
Hmm.
except for winter.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to put it in the balance there. All right, here we don't have mudslides, we don't have wildfires, we don't have earthquakes. Only maybe once every 20 years, 30
Yeah.
years, maybe
Yep.
you'll get the offshoot from a quake from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Uh, Otherwise, we actually have really great weather here.
We had a last year in June we had a tornado like right where we live. It my mother-in-law has or had seven trees that were over 100 foot tall, like just massive trees, and they all came down. Like they were
Wow.
directly hit by that tornado. It was we got hail damage. It was baseball size hail. Like it was I've never seen hail like that in my life. So we had to have our cars redone. All of our siding had to be replaced. Our roof, like we really got a bad storm last year.
Wow.
That was scary because we couldn't. When the tornado hit, we couldn't get to it. It's a 5-minute drive to her house. It took about an hour because
Oh,
the streets were just trees. That's I mean they were and trying to get there, and then we had to walk the last part, and we couldn't get in her house because all the trees were laying on the. It was crazy.
wow. We had something similar like that long about over 30 years ago. It was
Yeah.
they call it, I think it was a microburst.
Hmm.
Because you don't usually have that kind of stuff here. And oh yeah, it was. I've never seen weather like that ever.
Mhm.
It was horrendous. And we were in our doorway just watching, and we hear these people screaming.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, it must be the old people across the street. The tree must have fell on their house.
Yep.
No, my husband goes running out in it, and he finds these two college kids under a porch.
Ugh.
And he drags them back to our hallway, yelling at them. They were on their way back home from a party,
Oh,
and the
geez.
storm hit.
Oh,
And yeah,
that
so
was
he
their
pulled
shelter.
they
Yep.
so here I'm thinking it was the poor old people across the street.
Yeah. But it
And
was.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was crazy because the tornado sirens didn't go off. Like there was zero warning. I mean, it was crazy. And then they said that the tornado warning system is designed to not go off in the area that's directly affected by the tornado. I thought that is the biggest load of shit I've ever heard.
Yeah,
That makes zero sense. Like, I
that's
don't
really
know.
weird.
Yeah, they took a lot of crap for that because the sirens never went off.
Wow, that's scary.
Yep. So I mean,
Hello, welcome.
I never ever used to be afraid of thunderstorms and tornadoes and things like that. But I mean, I get a little freaked out now when it rains really hard in thunderstorms after going through that last year.
Oh yeah, I would. It would be scary, but you know what? I've always loved him though. Never had a problem
Yeah.
with him.
Yep. Like I said, up until last year, I never had a problem with them either. I'd love to watch them, but then
Yeah,
I
I
guess
would sit on the porch.
once you go through that though, it's a little like, eesh. You hear it in the
Yeah,
weather forecast and you're like, oh crap, not again. But the likelihood of that happening here again is probably zero.
I think because you actually now you know what could
Yeah.
actually happen.
Yeah. It was.
And
I mean, it
hi
looked like.
Jaya.
I mean, hey Jaya, who else
It's
is in
yeah,
here?
it's you don't
Oh,
realize
oh.
it's pretty scary. When we lived in Missouri, um, we lived there for a couple of years, and I never experienced anything like this in Missouri. It
Mhm.
was really strange. I was at a friend's house, and next thing you know, my husband says, "Look, come on, we're going home." The sky was so black. I never
Yeah.
think anything like that in my life. And he goes, "If we're gonna die, we're all gonna die together." He made me go
Yep.
home.
Well, we were
It was
in.
just
We
a
went.
regular store or
Yeah.
storm. Store.
We were in a.
Hi, Dan.
We were in a bad one. We went to MIS to watch the NASCAR race, and we were camping out in the infield. And tornado warnings were up, and a bad storm was coming through. We were like, "Where the hell do we go? Like, there's no place to go. You're stuck in there." So we were checking out the dumpster. Like, if it hits the fan, that's where we're gonna go jump in the dumpster because.
Yeah, because you don't know where the hell you got to go.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, it is scary. But my husband did experience the last time he went out there to go visit his sister, and he was out on the farm hunting,
Yeah.
and a tornado was coming through,
Mm.
and he was in a truck with two other guys, and they were kind of like stuck because there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So all
Yep.
they did was sit in there and they pretty much were praying, thinking,
Yeah.
"Oh God, this is it, this is it." And he said that was the scariest thing he's ever
Mm.
experienced. And it was just the edge, thank
Yeah.
goodness. But he
Yeah.
said the whole truck was moving.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
really, really scary.
It puts things in perspective when you realize how meaningless we are. You know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, because just like a new kid getting their license.
Yeah.
And you're indestructible. That's how you still feel. I think even as a grown up until you experience
Yeah.
something like that, bad
Yep.
weather or Mother
Yep.
Nature in her fury, pretty much.
Right. Right.
See, I had lightning hit our house when I was little. Oh, it's like, yeah, that's scary too.
Yeah.
They
I've never
said
had.
I only had, what was it? Only had one tornado experience, and it was very
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. It changes you. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yep. Nightmares of tornadoes. Jeez, all the damn
This
dogs.
mine is upstairs.
Mine is in the bedroom. You guys can probably hear her.
Yeah, because I'm down in the studios because otherwise she'd be on my lap. See, like the last
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, it's
I did
Mother
watch
Nature
your
is in control.
yeah. I did listen to your episode with Cassie today. That was really good.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, it's such a
All the
hot
stuff.
mess. I had to hurry up, throw everything together, and I didn't
Mm,
have time to come down and set it up here. So yeah, I did it in my dining room,
yeah. And you said you were
and then
trying
there's
to go to that location that you just can't seem to do it because something always pops up.
so every time.
What is it? Is it a house? Is it a
It's a house.
okay?
It's a house. It's closed up in the wintertime,
Mm,
because it still has a wood furnace. So the people that don't like to use the wood furnace.
mm,
So it's only open. They use it as a rental for summertime
okay.
for people for vacation for summertime.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge house. It's 7
Okay.
bedrooms.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, 7 bedrooms, living room, dining room, kitchen, sitting room, bar. And it's I every time I go there, something goes wrong and I can't get in there. Like the second time I was in there trying, and I was filming, but then everything just died.
Yeah.
All my camera stuff died, all the batteries died, everything died.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, "Are you gotta be kidding me?" So,
Is there a story behind it or
uh, I I only have one story because I didn't wanna know too much about it,
okay.
um, until after the fact. The only story that I got was, one year, the, cleaning lady was in there getting ready to open up the house for the summer season,
Hmm.
and, the radio turned on, but the power wasn't on yet.
Oh wow.
So I says, "Well, I gotta get in there." And it's a
Yeah.
historical home, and it's right on the water, and like I said, I'm scheduled to go back at the end of next month. So just before they open up the house, so they won't have any of the power and stuff on, 'cause I'd rather do it that way
Yeah.
with no power and stuff. So
Yep.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. I like to
'Cause
have power
everybody says
because
maybe I just wasn't meant to.
eh,
Hi, Sky.
hey Sky, how you doing? Yeah, I like to I like to have power because I if I have time I set up a DVR system. So, you know, plug in all the cameras and the monitor and all that stuff and
Right.
we have somebody at tech watching usually if we, unless it's we don't have a lot of time then we just go in with handheld stuff. But
So, yeah, that's you pretty much just what I just used. It's just a handheld camera, a
yep.
recorder. I do bring in an EMF meter just to
Yep.
double check
Yep.
any kind of energy going through the building. This way I
Yeah.
wanna know ahead of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems every time. Like the last time I went, it was like 10 below 0. And I'm thinking, "Okay, batteries and below 0 don't go together."
No, no.
And,
And
and then
cam-
I'd
cameras
have to
don't
walk
work
through the
very well
snow and
either.
stuff. Yeah, it would have been
Yep.
just a disaster. And then you're
Yeah.
breathing and you got, hot breath, and so
Yep.
that's just contamination altogether. And then this time it was the rain was horrendous and it was cold, and I'm like, "I just I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait.
Yep.
I'll get it
Yeah.
because it is a fantastic building."
Hmm.
I do have, some, regular photos
Yeah.
of the inside. I don't know if I posted some of those. I might have posted some of those. But as far as getting in there and just sitting down, and then everybody was giving me a fit because I was, gonna do it by myself.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
"Oh, don't do that."
I heard you
Yeah, I
talking about how
know.
your husband usually goes as
Yeah,
security
he's
almost.
usually
Yeah.
just lurking around,
Yep. Hmm.
sitting in the room with me or whatever, or is at least outside, but yeah.
Yeah.
And, I was on my own that week, and, I didn't care. I would've went in by myself
Yeah.
anyway, but
So I'm the same way. Like I always tell people never ever go alone, but I don't know. I guess it doesn't apply to me. Do as I say, not as I do.
right, right. Right. 'Cause
And
normally, yeah, I don't do anything by myself.
yeah, and only because it's rare, but I've seen people get affected or like I think I told you last time we talked that one girl got choked out.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if she was there by herself. I mean, that's, that's why they always say that. But there again, I don't listen to my own advice all the time. So
Right. Well, that's true because you don't know. Like I said, the only
yeah.
story I have, like I said, I know it's the house was built in the 1800s
Hmm.
and the early 1800s. And then the radio story. And that was, I said, okay, I don't want to know anything else. I don't expect the radio to turn on. But
Yeah.
I found it interesting that the electricity wasn't on and the radio turned on. It scared the crap out of her.
Mm.
So I want to go check out the radio. Maybe it as a battery backup.
I was gonna say, was there batteries in it? Because I know some of them old radios you can either
Right.
power or batteries, electric or
So yeah, I
batteries.
didn't
So
ask that, but like I said, I want to get in there, check it out,
yeah.
see if there's some kind of a battery backup or
Yep.
who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. Because I mean, if
Yeah,
there's straight up no power and no batteries, I mean that's you
yeah,
can't
that's gonna
explain that.
freak you out. That's
Yeah.
because yeah, they shut everything complete down, winterize the pipes, everything,
Yeah.
because they don't, want to use the wood
Yep.
furnace to heat
Yep.
the house.
Yeah.
Because I mean, because of the age,
Yep.
they're afraid of it burning
It'll
down.
burn it. Yep. Yeah. That makes sense.
So it's yeah, that's actually I think I did put a picture up. It might be on my page of the place itself.
Okay.
I refer to it as the Lawrence house, and
Okay.
it's just a beautiful home.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get it finished one way or the other. Like I said, I do have some footage, but
Mhm.
it's crap. And I'm gonna go through it again and look at it. Maybe I could put some tidbits up about it, but
Yeah.
I want to at least to get a couple hours in there and do each room individually and see if I can pick up any kind of recordings.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed at the
Yep.
end of May.
Is it pretty isolated, or is it? I mean,
Um,
neighbors
it,
close by, or
well, the people that own it live a yard away
okay,
because they own several homes all on the lake's edge,
gotcha.
and so they rent out that home, and then there's another home on the other end, and then way up on a hilltop. It's all
Mhm.
lakefront property.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And there's actually been a couple of incidences that have happened. I've heard about on the lake itself during snowmobile season. When they go
Oh
crazy on
yeah.
the snowmobiles.
Oh yeah.
And there's an island that's out on that area,
Yep.
and they a lot of people have died because they've crashed into each other
Yeah.
and stuff like that over in that area. But that's like over towards the middle of the lake. I
Yep.
don't know if we'd be getting anything off of that. I don't
We
know.
we live like I can walk to Lake Erie in 5 minutes. That's how close we are to Lake Erie, and it's same stuff. Them snowmobilers are, and then they go out before it's even really frozen, before they should. Every
Right.
year, there's always news stories of helicopters, airlifting
Pulling
these
somebody
guys off
out.
these ice sheets, they leave all their stuff there. So they're like, no, we'll save people, but we're not getting your stuff. So then they wait till it refreezes and go out and try and recover their stuff. It's
Right. Right.
every
So yeah.
stinking year.
You wonder what they're thinking, because I said the same
Yeah.
thing. Their water's not frozen yet. What are they
Yeah.
doing?
Yep.
But they're living on the edge.
Yep.
Hi, stay tuned. How are you? So yeah, that's the plan is to get it done. And like I said, I've got to, and it kind of screwing up the rest of my schedule
Yeah.
because I have other things I want to grab onto and go.
Yep.
And
I've
this house
got
is just putting me back.
I've got
Excuse me.
two locations confirmed that we're going to be going to probably by the end of June. And then I want to go to the Monroe house where, Joe and Matt and all them have done their documentary.
Right.
I really want to go there, and I want to go there in May. So I'm going to, I think, try and get there because I got to get out more. I've done the residential stuff so much. It's time to go out and have a little fun.
Right. See, no,
So,
I think I haven't done that many residentials.
yeah.
Maybe just one or two. I don't. It's mostly. I do a lot of cemetery stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of. I want to get into more of the historical buildings in the area.
Yep.
Just got to make some phone calls and see, because a lot of them are
Yeah.
funny about it and don't want it done.
Yep. Yeah.
Or if they're gonna, well, you got to pay this amount. I'm not paying outrageous amounts of money.
Yeah.
This girl ain't rich, so.
Yep. Neither are we. And and it does get expensive. I mean,
Sure.
you can find decent priced. I mean, it's fair that they charge enough money to, keep the lights on and maintain the property and all that stuff. I don't have a problem with that. But I heard you and Cassie talking about the Conjuring house. Now
Wow.
that's a little ridiculous, but that's a big mortgage she has to pay off.
Yeah.
I think they paid 1.5 million for that. I think. I mean,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was north of $1 million, but I think it was 1.5 million.
Wow.
So that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a pretty big bill to pay.
Yeah, it is. Well, I looked up the price for investigators, and
Yeah.
it's a different price on Saturdays and Sundays
Yep.
than it is during the week.
Yep.
And
Yep.
hi, Don. How are you?
Hey Don, how you
Uh,
doing?
and when I see, I looked at that. I'm thinking, oh, good Lord,
Yeah.
they paid a fortune.
Yep. I don't think I could ever. I mean, I understand why people want to go there and stuff. So I'm not saying that like people that pay that are crazy, but I personally, I guess maybe I'm just getting older and crotchety, and I refuse to pay that. Like I won't do it. You know.
I mean, I could
Not,
see, like I said, it was like on their bucket list,
yeah. Yep.
and I hope they got some great stuff. I can't wait for the videos to come
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
And I hope it was worth it for them because,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be such a letdown.
Yep.
I
And
think
then
maybe on that end, because even though they said that, you heard Joe and Donna saying, your ears must have been burning, Don,
yeah,
that they had a great time just hanging out as a
that's
group.
yep.
So
That
that
would
was
have been
worth
worth
it.
it. Yep,
Yeah.
that would have been worth the price right there. As if, and I would spend more money on a location if it was that type situation where you're, hanging out with a bunch of people that you talk to all the time on the internet and whatever, and you know, I would do it under those circumstances for sure.
Right.
So
So, and again, you don't, we've said it before. I don't mind a donation.
yeah,
But, when you get a mortgage, your first kid to,
yep, yeah,
to go somewhere for just a couple of hours,
yep,
and then you're not allowed outside.
yeah.
And
That's
I'm
I
thinking,
don't understand that. Is that because the only thing I could think of is I don't know how close the neighbors are, but do some of these ghost hunters that do videos do they just go outside and make a bunch of noise at night, and maybe that's why they say don't go outside because the
Casey said
neighbors
because they were
complain.
afraid of the bears. They didn't want anybody to be
Yeah,
injured by the bears.
but is that the real reason? That just didn't seem.
I don't think so.
I mean, sign a waiver saying if you get attacked by a bear, then it's on you, not
Exactly.
not stay in the house. I mean, that's just
I mean,
dumb to
I don't
me.
know about on that end. Uh, I would on this end, the bears, even in the spring, the bears just want your garbage.
Yeah,
They
yep,
don't give a crap about you. I always
yeah,
say, tell everybody, because they always have how could you go camping up there? I love it. We're in
yep,
the woods. I said the only way the bears are going to want us is if we got a pork chop tied around our neck.
yep. I heard
They
you say
don't
that.
care about
Yeah,
you.
yep, yep. Or if you get in between them
But
and
I don't
their
know about that
cub.
area.
Yeah, it's probably
Right.
the same everywhere. But if I don't know. That's just being ultra paranoid, I think. When did that? Oh, that new comment here. When he ordains
I
himself as
love
yes, I am the Pope. that's, that's so. I said this the other night on our live, but I'm going to start memberships. And when I do things like that, all that raw footage of me standing out in front of that church and stopping filming every 2 minutes because somebody was walking into the church, and I like
right.
didn't want to hear them. I didn't want to be heard saying, "Are you sick and tired of being scratched by a demon?"
Oh,
So I
jeez.
just kept shutting up. Like I don't know. Sometimes the filming it is funnier than what
Call
makes it.
me.
Yeah. So yep.
So when they stop, well, because you're an ordained minister, you just go,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I definitely didn't want anybody to see me put a Pope's hat on outside of the Catholic Church.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, screw them if they don't have a sense of humor, I guess.
Yeah, you got to have a sense of humor,
Yep.
especially with everything that's going
Yep.
on nowadays.
Yep. I mean, and like I've said before, I illustrate the absurd by being absurd. Like I said, some of these guys, they go out and get ordained, call themselves a priest when they're not even Catholic, and call themselves an exorcist. So screw it. I'll call myself the Pope. I mean, if that's how
There you
ridiculous we're
go.
going to be, I can play too.
I can't wait till, oh, yeah, next Saturday, guys. We're going to dig right into that one.
Is it Sat? I thought it was Wednesday.
Or Wednesday. I'm sorry. Why do I say
Okay. Ooh,
Saturday?
scared me.
No, because I'm used to going on
Yeah.
Saturdays, but everybody goes on Saturday, and I don't want to, step on anybody's toes. So I figured
Yeah.
Wednesday's a good day. And
That's where I'm at too. It's like So we did a live on Sunday night, and there was like 4 other people were live at the same time. I think Side Eye Guy was, Dawson was premiering,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there was another one that a lot of my audience, followed them too. And it's like, but it is hard. I don't ever want to step on toes or not only that. I mean, people are probably going to watch them before they watch me. So
That's how I look at it too, but the thing is I
yeah,
wanna watch it too, so
yeah, I do too. We should have turned Side Eye Guy on while we were doing our live and just watched.
like last night it was like one after the other. I'm thinking, "Oh, I gotta jump and I gotta jump, get to this one,"
Yep,
and
yep.
then I started feeling bad. I started having a fibro flare up, and I'm thinking, "Oh, no."
Mm,
So I couldn't hang out for the rest of it. Excuse me, and I never know when those are gonna hit. They just
yeah,
show up.
yep. And then
Yeah.
I'll get stuck too to where like I'll get into watching all these lives and jumping from live to live, and it's like I should be editing. Like I really need to be getting this next video out, but it is what it is. I enjoy spending time with the people in the chats and
Oh,
all that stuff.
sure.
Yep.
And that's how, you get to know everybody and hang out, and that's why I like to
Yeah.
do the open mics,
Hmm.
open night mic nights, because then everybody gets to join in and
Yep.
ask whatever question or, just talk about their day.
Yeah. Yep.
Reverse exorcism where the demon gets the priest out of the boys. Little oh yikes.
Yeah. Whoops. Well,
Yikes.
this show just graduated to PG-13, but we haven't hit the level of Crow yet, so we're
Oh, good lord, he's so fresh.
yeah.
I've learned with him and The Shape, never drink anybody, while you're watching them.
Yeah.
How many times I've watched The Shape or The Crow, and I'm drinking coffee, and I end up spitting it all
Yeah.
over the
Well, I
place.
did that the other night. I don't know if you saw that picture that Faith did of me. It's the nun in the guitar.
Yes, yeah, yes.
I'm not even joking. I spit my drink all over the keyboard because Dana came running out. Oh my god, did you see this? And she sticks it in my face, and I'm like, it
Yeah,
was.
sprayed
Yep.
everything.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
funny. But yeah, that's at the. So I did play that clip. We did a Halloween party, and I dressed up as a nun in
He's
our
guy.
old band play.
Right? But yeah, very funny. Yeah, Faith did a picture of me. I posted a picture today, and she, "Oh, can
I
I
haven't
use
seen it.
this?" I go, "Yeah, go ahead."
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So I was
No,
telling
it's.
her, "Oh, when I seen him, I go, oh, you turned me into a hottie."
I haven't seen that yet. I really wasn't on Facebook much today, so I had to actually work. I need to quit my job, but I
Your
can't.
job.
Yeah, my real job.
Yeah, well, see, my advantage is that I was forced into retirement, so
Mm.
I pretty much get to do what I want with my day. I'm pretty
Yeah,
lucky there.
I'm self-employed, so I definitely got to start thinking
Yeah.
of a way out because I'm a contractor, and it's getting harder and harder to carry sheets of drywall and
Oh,
all the stuff that I
yes.
used to do. I used to
Oh,
carry them
yeah.
2 at a time and
Hi,
hang ceilings
Steve.
by myself. And
Right. Yeah, my husband, yeah, gave that up a long time ago,
yep,
drywall.
yep,
Blew out his shoulder.
yeah,
But he's still, I mean, he works a separate job, but, on the weekends and at nights, he's a paint contractor.
okay, yeah,
So
I
he
do
just,
that too.
painting, and,
Yep,
you can only do that for so long too.
yeah,
So,
yep. I do anything interior finish wise, so carpentry, tile.
right?
Now I'm doing a tile shower. I don't mind doing those tile floors. I don't like getting anymore, but yeah, you got to
It's
take them when you
hard
get them.
work. Yeah, oh, yeah, I've done all that. It's hard
Hmm.
work.
Yep.
It's and people just don't realize it, and then when they get upset because contractors charge so much, it's because
Well,
it's a lot of work.
well, that and everything has gone through the roof. All the materials have. They're
Oh,
stupid high.
yeah.
Yep.
When lumber, what was it, a couple years back? Lumber was really bad,
Yeah, it was like
and,
$10 for a 2x4.
oh, yeah, and people
Yeah,
were
it
just
was
like, "Oh,
stupid.
it hurt the contractors bad."
Yeah.
Nobody could afford the supply. Oh,
Yep.
my goodness, don't do that,
Luckily, they've.
internet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting a little glitchy.
I never know around here. Even though it shouldn't, because we had all new power lines put in. I'm sure if
Yeah.
anybody see me on Facebook, I was bitching about that because they tore our whole street up. Tore it all up. Sidewalks, lawns, everything gone. New
Yeah.
poles, new lines. So I should have the best internet on the planet.
Yeah. Exactly.
Doesn't work that way.
I see Faith said something about Parple's video. Did you see his video yesterday?
No, I didn't get that.
Oh
There was
my
one on the list.
God, that is hilarious. That
I'm
was
gonna watch it.
in if other people could have done that video, made it funny, but Parple was that's a video that was like made for him to do. That was so funny.
Is the Leprechaun
Yeah.
Whisperer was hilarious. Is that
It
what it
was,
was?
yeah.
Alright, yeah. No, I see the thumbnail, like, oh, okay, I'll add it to the list. I didn't get to it yet.
Like I said, that
But then
was almost made for his personality. I mean, it
he's
was
so funny.
he is, and he's so quick. I mean, he is so
Yes.
fast. He
You know how I just picture him? It's just a giant ball of energy.
exactly. Yep. Yep.
He just a ball of energy that just bounces off of everything it touches,
Hmm.
and, he's just something else.
Yep. Yeah, and he was one too that got thrown into the drama stuff a while ago, by the
Oh, yeah.
sounds of it, and he's it. Who can go after Purple? You know what I mean? Like
I know.
he
Well,
seems like I don't know if he was really getting nasty with people, but I mean he just seems like the nicest guy on the planet. Like I
right.
don't know.
He was doing his job, and they were beating him up for it,
Okay.
and, it's like going after a puppy,
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
and, so, yeah, that's why he's figured no, and I don't blame him.
Yep.
I wouldn't get involved in it either.
No,
I
it's
might comment here and there,
the
and like I said, when you're coming up with the idea, excuse me, on your last show, they were talking about, in the chat, viewers' reactions to videos.
yeah,
I'm game, but
yeah,
see, I'm quiet and laid back here when I watch some of these videos. My husband thinks, "What's the matter with you?" And I'm
yep,
screaming at the
yeah. And that Joe Frankie that I was talking about, like I've seen him do that. Dana does it too. She'll, we did the one thing in the one video with the cooking with Dana. She was in the kitchen just like back there, just that stupid, she's going on and on.
You're
I'm like,
right.
Jesus Christ, we got to get this on film. I mean, it does, it makes you mad. When you do it, know what you're talking about, and then you hear people make outrageous statements. It's like
Right. You're just like,
hard not
"What
to.
the
Yeah. Oh yeah. When I watched that, I know you don't like to mention channels, so I won't say it, but there was something I watched recently and put in a video, but when this person made the comment that they made, like I went off. I was pissed. It was one of the dumbest things that anybody has ever said, that they call themselves an investigator. I was floored that they said that. And I fully expected them to take it back or address it after the fact. Like that's not what she meant. But nope. I was like, okay, that's how you guys think.
Well, yeah. Well, like I say, like what you were just talking about there on your show about the video you did there.
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right. They could be fooled. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
And you know who we're talking about.
Yep. Yep.
But I just don't. I'm sorry, I don't believe any of those people.
Yep. I
And I
heard.
thought the guy was rude.
Oh, yeah. I I
Maybe
didn't like him.
Ken might be a little blindsided,
Mhm. I guess the
but
reason
the woman and that guy George, I've never even heard of these
yeah.
people before.
Yep. I think the reason that I thought maybe they're being fooled too, because it sounds like they grew up with them, watched them grow up as kids and all this stuff. And it's like, maybe they're blind to the fact that these two kids would trick them. I guess that's kind of the point, the angle that I was coming from on that.
Could
Like
be.
that would be devastating if, like, I got good friends of mine and their kids, and I watched them grow up with our kids and all that stuff. And if they ever tricked me with something, I would be absolutely devastated, you know.
Right.
And so
Sure.
I think I would want to think that, oh no, there's no way those kids would do that to me. And I think maybe that's why, that's kind of the angle of
Yes,
my
Julie
theory.
says, yeah, I think they know too. I think it was all just a big setup. And even though they tried to be neutral in the
Mhm.
interview, you see that they weren't
Yep.
just by the way
Oh
they
yeah.
spoke,
Yep.
the way they
Every
spoke, the
time they
reactions.
every time they say debunkers, it's the eye roll or some kind of
Yeah, yeah.
gesture that's like, dude, I wanted to smack the crap out of his bald head.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who I'm like, and that's me. See, I was yelling at the screen, thinking, who the hell is this guy?
Yep.
Where did he come from? I've never heard of him. And of course, he's never heard of me. So, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
he's supposedly been on YouTube for over 15 years
Yeah.
doing what he's doing. And I've never even come across anything of his.
Speak of the devil, there's Joe Frankie.
Well, hello,
He
hello.
he knows a lot of
They're all full of shit.
yeah, he lives up that direction, so he knows a lot of
He knows about them.
backroom conversations, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, there you go. Because
You
hey,
should
look
you
at,
should get Joe on here. That's Joe would be a
if
good guest
he's
for you.
willing to someday, we can have him on. Why
Yeah.
not?
He was and I know a lot of the
Everybody's
debunkers, they're
welcome. Hi, Andrew. Welcome.
I know, I know a lot of the debunking people are not fans of the Warrens at all. But, like we said the other night, I mean, there was thousands of people that they legitimately helped. But Joe Frankie was, part of their team back in the day. So
Right. He says unfortunately he knows everything.
yeah. And I know a lot too, but I'm not at liberty to say. So
Hey, Miss Fantastique, how are you, honey?
hey Sarah, how you
So that's
doing?
what it is. You try to stay out of it, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, we are still involved
Yeah.
because
Yep.
their actions affect everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's hard not to talk about it.
Because it's I mean, think about it. That is the biggest claim that I've ever heard anybody make that would be 100% proof that we can communicate with spirits. I mean, if what they're doing is real, that's proof, right? I mean, obviously it's not real, but you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That is a
Yeah.
big, bold claim.
Right.
And it changes everything if it's real. So
So, oh yeah. I mean, that is just going to make history, and
yep.
blow everything out
Yep.
of the air. It's just,
Yeah.
unfortunately, like I said, and the thing is, I feel bad for her dad because
Yeah.
he's going to do what he has to do because it's his child, but
Mhm.
not for nothing. She needs to respect him a little bit if they're
Yeah.
dragging him through the dirt with them.
Yeah. And I think
And I
if
love
he
her dad.
yeah, I do too. I like Jason Hawes. But I really think that's why he's been so silent because and I thought about this the other day too. So let's say my kid is going out there making the biggest claim in the paranormal world since I've been alive and even before me, and I know they're not faking it. I would be the one proving that they're not faking it. You know what I'm saying? If
Right.
that were my kid, but he's hands off. Like
He's staying. Well, she's a grown woman.
yeah, yep,
And that's how I would look at it. You're a grown woman. And I would say something to her.
yeah,
You're a grown woman. You know right from wrong.
yep,
You need to do what's right.
yeah,
And then just stay out of it. But
yep,
everybody keeps pulling them back in.
yeah. But but then he doesn't help himself when he puts that video up for 5 hours and then pulls it of that
Right.
360 cam up in the attic. It's like if
Right.
they couldn't have rolled that out in a worse way. Like it was so bad that they just they're throwing curveballs to people that are questioning them. Like it just
That's
everything they did looks horrible.
Yeah. Well, it did.
Yep.
It was terrible. Why would you do like I said, why would you do that? Kneeling on chairs in an attic.
Yep. Well,
That doesn't even
that's
make
what
any
I think.
sense. You're better off
Yeah.
just being outside. I mean, it
Yeah.
didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yep. And
Um,
the mics, I mean, they needed to have microphones everywhere, cameras everywhere. Not,
yeah,
I mean, it was an insult. And
pretty
why
much.
an attic? I can't.
And
I
everybody agrees.
I think if I were to come up with a list of what not to do, I think they checked every one of them and did it because I couldn't, let's not put them in a place where someone can bang a broomstick underneath them. Like that would be on my list. Let's not do that. But no, let's stick them in an attic. I just don't.
Right. And
I
that's the
don't get it.
first thing I thought of is that there's somebody underneath there knocking on a ceiling.
Yep. Yep. And even
I
if
mean, come
not,
on.
you set yourself up for people to think that by doing it where you did it. I mean,
Exactly.
or have a simultaneous
That's why I
camera.
think if they're gonna prove anything to anybody, They need to just it has to be done in a laboratory environment, you know? Take
Yep.
Kenny Biddle up on his challenge.
Yeah.
If you're not afraid of it, then take him up on it.
Yeah.
Or do it in a laboratory
Hmm.
with, technicians that nobody knows.
Yeah.
And I always said, wire them up. Get the
Hmm.
electrodes on those muscles and
Yep.
wire them
And,
up and
and
do
I
your
think it's
thing.
I think it's fair to have believers in the paranormal there as well as skeptics. I mean, have a mix. I mean, that's what peer
Yep.
review is. It's not just skeptics. It's everybody that does stuff in the paranormal field.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
set themselves up for this anyway.
yeah. I
Julie
don't see
says, "I
that
wanna
coming,
see them
Julie.
all eat humble pie." Exactly, they should eat humble pie.
Yep,
But
I don't see
like I
that
said,
coming.
even, I'm like, pretty much a lot of people are over this thing, but they still
Uh,
want them to admit what is what.
There's
But
still,
that show just really annoyed me with the way that guy every time somebody made a comment in the chat, like you said, the eye roll.
yep,
He
and
treated everybody like they were idiots.
yep, and he kept going on too, and he goes, and you people that are doing this for likes and views, and you realize that this content goes sky high, and it's like, then I looked at their channel, it's like you guys have made that correlation too, because your videos with them in it, and there's a bunch of them, it gets lots of
Sure.
views. It gets more views than anything else they do. So
And there you go. Like what are
yeah,
they doing then? They're doing the same
exactly.
damn thing.
Yeah. And I can't stand that when people are accusing me of something when they're doing it. That just drives me
Exactly.
nuts. Yep.
Because if he wasn't interested in the views and the clicks, he would have never got involved in the first place.
Yep. Yeah. It's,
And they're all
I think,
saying, "Oh, well, we're trying to just, clear the air, get this all out there."
yeah.
And then that
Well,
woman, what was her name? Julie?
Julie DeMay.
Never heard of
Yep.
her either.
Yep.
Where is she claiming about, you can't debunk by a video.
Yeah. That's the
Hello,
statement I was,
how do you think investigators find stuff in
yep.
their own work?
Yeah. You look for, if you
Just
hear a
something's
noise,
wrong.
yeah. If you hear a noise, you go back later and look at all the cameras that
Excuse
were in the
me.
room.
Hi, Morning Rain. Sorry, guys. Internet issues.
Yeah, it is. It's a little choppy. That's all right.
Yeah, so even if that come out of her mouth, I'm
Yeah.
like, who is this woman?
That was such a stupid statement.
That
That was,
yes, it was.
and I thought, wow. I mean, and it really says a lot about that investigation team. If, like, Ken should have told her right then and there, like, whoa, Julie, do you want to correct that? You know what I mean? Because he had to realize how stupid that was. But
Right.
maybe not. House
Oh,
of
but
Cards.
I know. See, that's a house of cards that needs falling. Younger ones will copy and spread more BS. Nope, not happening. Ankle boy and alphabet.
Yep.
Ankle boy and alphabet girl.
Yeah, that's funny. Yep.
That's good.
There was another team of psychics that they're not saying they can do the same thing with the knocking sounds, but they can do the same thing with their connection. It's Meta Psychics. Have you ever seen them yet?
No.
Oh God. they make can I say it or not? Another channel that debunkers have done.
You can say who. Yeah, go ahead. Say what you want.
Okay. They make Mackie
You're
and
not
Amanda
blocked,
look
Dan.
like geniuses. And so if anybody on here wants a good laugh, go check out that channel. Meta Psychics and those meddling mediums. They're the two channels that they have. That is,
Oh, okay.
I definitely
No,
lost
no.
brain cells watching that.
Yeah. Surprised your head didn't explode if it's that bad. Well, yeah. What is it? That Mackie and Amanda? Those are the two blonde
Yeah.
chicks, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they make my head hurt. I can't watch.
But honestly, they're so bad that it's like it's kind of funny. I mean, it's the way they do their flashlights, and they say flashlight every time. So just their whole video is flashlight. Oh my God, it's just curveballs for jokes.
Yeah, see, I don't even get that far.
Yeah.
It's kind of people that, you look at somebody and say, "Oh boy, they're beautiful." And then they open their mouth and you're like, "Oh boy."
Yeah.
That's how I feel about those two.
Yeah. Yep. They are like the typical California blonde stereotype that everybody thinks, oh yeah. Yeah,
And
Joe
aren't
says,
they referred to as like the psychic Barbie dolls or something?
oh, I don't know. They might be.
Or paranormal Barbie dolls? I don't know. Like I said,
It's possible.
I forget one of the debunkers. It might have been Beardo. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody did a review on them, and I said, "How could?" Or maybe it was the shape. I said, "How could you make it through a whole video?"
I don't think Shape. I know Side Eye Guy did a couple times.
Oh, maybe it was him then.
Yeah. I don't see the Shape
Yeah.
even wasting his time with those two.
Because I made the comment, "How did you make it through without your head exploding?" And that's what Side Eye Guy said, "How do you know it didn't?"
Yeah. Yep.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. Yep. His channel too is another just I love as soon as he drops something, I'll watch it. He's absolutely
Oh, he's
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah. Yep.
He is one funny guy. Let's see, EM was part of Meta.
Yeah.
I don't know, split off to make it a
Ooh,
business.
stay
I know
stay
Corbin.
tuned. You and I might have to have a chat.
Oh,
Yeah, M is one of the meta psychics.
I'm predicting a video coming
Yeah.
your way shortly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after all, they did prove that Cody and Satori were real. Their Ouija board told them so.
Oh,
There's no way to manipulate that.
oh yeah.
Oh goodness.
Wow.
Yep.
Don says yes. Side
Yeah.
Eye Guy was fun to hang out with. I'm sure.
Yep.
Because we were just cracking up watching you guys on a video. I can't imagine
Mhm.
doing it in person. Metamucil.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Joe's hilarious.
But yeah, I don't know. I give you guys credit
Mm.
because that's why I couldn't be a debunker because I don't know. I mean, I could be pretty fair, pretty neutral on a lot of
Yeah.
stuff,
Yep.
but a lot of them do some things where I just want to just
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
you can't do
and
that.
it really sucks when it's like, okay, something is good, like this is faked somehow, so you rewatch it over and over and over again, and then you don't always catch it because they hide it well enough, but like that's
Right.
frustrating when you watch something over and over. Hey, I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. Dana just wants
Okay. It's puppy time. Let's see. Enfield House. Damn, talk to text. Sorry for the spelling. I'm trying to catch up on everybody's chat here.
I'll be back in a minute. Hang on one second.
Okay. That would be like me, my dog coming in and just taking over the show. But she's upstairs. I had to leave her upstairs. A fantastic publishing Hawaiian French because it sounds great, Dan. I'm sure she has a reason for it, but I love it because it's in French. But yeah, I know, and everybody said the same thing. I think it's just that whole program was just an insult to all of us, and they don't see it that way. But I that's the way I see it. In my opinion, guys, it's Olivia is learning psychic. Is learning psychic. Olivia had her child and was going to M back and split them. Oh, there you go. There's the reason why she goes fantastique. I like it. And it suits her wonderfully. So yeah, it gives her that air of mystery. And then along with her voice, holy crow. I could say deja vu. Yeah. I know my French is like, What is it? Oh, it was from, believe it was like from Steve Martin. I don't know if you guys all know who Steve Martin is, right? The comedian. And he had that album, and it was my French was from him. Omelette du fromage. That was it. Oh, really, Don? Oh, how cool. Are you very fluent in French or no? Or yes, it was a Steve Martin album, and that's it was, that was it. A cheese omelet, right? Omelette du fromage. That's it. I'm ready for Paris. Andrew's singing to us. Oh, yeah. Better. My niece used to speak French, and then she just didn't do it anymore. So Dan wants to know if anyone knows any jazz legends. Not personally. Evelyn Jones played the drums with all that jazz. Great. Oh, is every time I hear Maggie and Amanda, I lose. Oh, you are so right on that one, Joe. You used 10 IQ points. I just cringe. I can't do it. Oh, you had several years of it in high school and college and wanted to move to France way back then, not now. Oh, okay. I took a few years of Spanish, but yeah, it didn't stick. Jay's hands cracks me up. I know. These hands, Jay's hands. And then I was teaching myself Polish because I was going to surprise my grandmother. And when I was in the process of learning, she passed away. So that kind of put a damper on it. And I didn't continue. I got to be where I taught myself how to speak and read and write it. And actually only took a couple of months. But yeah, that kind of put a damper on it. Well, because the whole point was to surprise her. Uh, yes, DuPont. That's right. And it's actually not as hard, I think any language, once you get the vowels and the sounds down, it's pretty much, easy. "Hey, hey, hey, Miss Wendy," and she's driving. You should be driving. They're chatting, Miss Wendy. Sorry, guys, that was my phone. I thought I turned the volume down. It's the Starship Enterprise trying to contact me.
Okay, I made it back. Dana walked in the door and the dogs
Alright.
go crazy. I'm going to put her on
Well,
for
yeah,
a couple minutes if you don't mind.
that's alright. No, everybody's welcome to join in.
I got to split her headphones and set her mic up. Or maybe I'll just put her on my, I don't know.
We've got a few things going on here. Oh, sign language. That's great, Joe. I could do the alphabet. That was about it. And Miss Wendy, you better not be driving, Miss Wendy, and talking on your phone. She's a bad girl.
Yeah.
She did that before. Are you on your way to the show, Miss Wendy? I mean, it's 8 o'clock. She is. Oh, bad girl. That's it. Wendy needs a spanking. Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe, that's terrible. Well, everybody knows that sign language.
Joe's in here too.
Joe.
Frankie.
Oh, how'd he get in there?
Oops.
He snuck in. See, he says he knows sign language too, but not the one we're thinking of. You said you're on your way, Wendy?
So
Okay.
we're getting our mics and all that set up.
That's all right.
Don't
We're giving you
sweat
time to get yourselves together.
Am I?
Joe said somebody left the door open. My door is always open. Mrs. Boo. That's right, Mrs. Boo. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Boo.
Yeah, it was funny because everybody when I'm on the different like the podcast, I always just sometimes forget and I'm on Boo, and they're like, hey Jeff, and I'm like, it's Dana. So I was like, wait, we gotta do something. So I changed my own account to Mrs. Boo Productions, so then everybody knows when I'm on as well as Jeff. So
okay. Oh, Joe said he's gonna go now. Why? Are we scaring you off?
Joseph. Oh, Joe.
Joe said he's going out. Figures.
Apparently.
Did I say? Oh, figures. You'll go now. Whatever, Joe. Just because I came on, I see how it is.
My headphones ain't working.
I feel like I'm echoey. Like I don't
You
hear
sound
you
good.
at all.
I don't hear you at all either.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Uh-oh.
But we can hear each other, so
we
it
can
don't
hear
matter.
each other.
Right. Well, you guys talk to each other all the time, so you really don't need to hear each other.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. We don't like at night. I think we probably talk to each other more on the weekends than we do at night. Because we have our things that we have. Because like normally I get off work at 4:30, but on 2 nights a week I have track practice with my brother who's in Special Olympics, and so I don't get home till God knows what time.
Right.
So usually when I come home, he's working on videos. So it's pretty much Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday. We don't talk a lot after when we get home from work. I mean, we talk, but not much. But then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is probably when we do our most talking. So although we do have sometimes in the middle, at 12 o'clock, we have a brainstorm. I'll come out of the bedroom and like, hey, that, or I like to sneak up on and scare Jeff. So I do that a lot too. So
I do that
I'm
to my
very
husband as well.
stealthy, and he doesn't. I don't know how he doesn't hear me, but
I gotta fix this because I can't hear her.
you can't hear it all. I can
It's
hear
driving him nuts.
Oh, that just was louder.
No, I do that to my husband too, and he yells at me.
Oh, Jeff, he doesn't realize how. I think sometimes he's like, "You're gonna give me a heart attack."
Oh,
I'm
there
like,
was
"Yeah."
That one night I was playing
Oh,
a
this
zombie
was
game.
funny.
And these zombies in this game just jump out at you, and like right when I encountered one, because it's a jump scare game. Right when I encountered one, she grabbed me from behind, and I'm not even joking. Like I thought we were going to the hospital. I thought I was having the big one.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
that one. I actually learned that in a shamanic journey class. I learned to walk very quietly. Kind of like I don't know why we even learned how to do this, but we did. And in nature,
It's good
we
to
learned.
know.
Oh, it is, because it is. I've used it quite often.
Yeah, me too.
And I do it. I mean, right after we got done with that class, I came home probably for a couple weeks and just would constantly do it to him. I don't do it now that I don't do it as often, but
Well,
No.
that's honest to God, this room would be set up different if I didn't have that fear of having my back to her.
Right, you're right. No back to
Sorry.
the door.
you still have it. You have your face to me, and I still come in here and scare you.
Yeah, sometimes because I have so much crap on the other side of this desk. There's big lights.
You
and
could still
cameras
see
and-
me. You just don't pay attention.
Well, I got a bright light of the monitor in my
he
face,
doesn't
and I
pay
can't see her.
attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I call myself a silent walker. And I always sneak up on people. They never hear me. And they go, well, how do you know? I believe it or not, I learned to do that from being in the woods.
Yeah, that's where
So
we
it's you got to be quiet when you're walking through the woods. So it's
Yep. that's where we learned with our shamanic journey. We learned in the woods, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
it was the coolest thing. Um, I mean, I couldn't believe how quietly we could get on top of people and them not even know that we were
Exactly.
on top of. And you can do it with animal. I actually have done it a couple times with animals now too. So.
Silent but
Yeah.
deadly.
Yeah, silent but deadly. And it's the truth because I sneak up on all kinds of people.
Yeah, it's quite
And I'll
fun.
be standing there and they turn around. They I like.
I will say at my last
Sorry.
job I had, it did work great when I was trying, like when I knew somebody they were on their phones, their personal phones and not the phones they were supposed to be on. I would walk up constantly and I stealthily walk there and I'd stand there for like maybe 2-3 minutes and they'd be like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how long? I'm like 2-3 minutes. They're like, oh. It's like, yeah.
How did Star Wars get talked about in the chat all of a sudden?
I don't know. I'm trying to keep up.
I think looks like they're trading Star Wars figures or something. Fantastic wants a Boba Fett. Who doesn't?
Maybe somebody's
what?
making them.
A Boba Fett.
What's that? I am not a Star Wars
Okay,
fan.
where's those divorce
Nah,
papers?
I'm Star Trek.
I'm not
See, I'm
even
not a
Star
Star
Trek.
Trek,
I'm
no.
not any. I've not. I know. Okay, I know Baby Yoda just because our grandson is a huge Baby Yoda. So I do Baby Yoda. I know some characters, but I don't get into the. Yeah, Star Wars. Star Trek.
Everybody knows who Baby Yoda is. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know the basic beginning Star Wars because I loved all those films.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I was hatched watching Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I love it. Yeah. And so that's what I am, a Trekkie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dan
I'm
wants to
just
know
like,
how far back can you guys trace your great grandparents? That's a good
Me?
question.
I mean, I know they're from Germany. That's all I know.
I know mine are from Poland and Belgium. And actually, mine are traced back. Like I know my grandfather was actually, he came across and went through Ellis Island. And I actually have his boarding pass and his the registry for him going through Ellis Island. I have that, and I also have the paperwork for my great grandfather and how he came through, because he actually in the war helped out the Americans, and so he was granted American citizenship, and that's how my grandfather and that got to come over when he was a young boy. And so I ended up tracing it back, but the rest of my great, they're all Belgium on one side, and then the rest of them are Polish descent. But most of them, I don't know anything on my dad's side, except I know there's some German, but I have no clue. But you want to hear a funny story? This is quite funny. My daughter took a DNA test, and her last name is O'Brien. So she's got an Irish name, Jenna Nicole O'Brien. Then I have Erin Elizabeth O'Brien, pure Irish names. Their dad, Irish, 100% Irish. So they took a DNA test, and they are pretty much, the majority of that is Polish, then German and Belgium, and then they're like 0.3% Irish.
Oh, gee.
And then it's funnier because my one daughter works at Notre Dame University.
Yeah.
And all the priests love her because they think she's Irish and they think she's Catholic. And it's like, she's not, actually, I ain't Catholic and I'm not Irish, but she goes
Except
with
for the name.
But they always make sure everybody gets to meet Jenna O'Brien because she actually has that big Irish name.
There you go. So yeah, actually, I have to say I'm first generation American in my family. My parents' father's side is Poland, Warsaw area, and my mother is Lebanon.
Oh, okay.
Her family's from Lebanon, and as far as my husband, we have more lineage on him because my mother-in-law did it all. God bless her, because she did it all before computers were around.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So it was many, many hours in the library. Yeah. And my husband goes all the way back to William the Conqueror.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's kind of funny because you got him and then Abraham Lincoln. There's a few famous people on his side, and then on his mother's side, they were related to Johnny Appleseed,
Oh, really?
and she's got a photograph of him. So my son brought that into school one day, and everybody got the biggest kick out of it.
Wow. That'd be a pretty big deal to have a picture like that.
Yeah, pretty big picture. And the
Yeah.
funny part is that in the picture, his fly is open.
Oh, Jesus. That's hilarious.
And my husband's the one that spotted. He goes, "Did you notice that?"
So, nope.
I figured you'd figure that out.
Yep.
What are you doing, Boo?
So it is pretty neat how Dan goes, "Oh, don't mention Catholics. Now, be nice." Everybody has to have an open mind.
Yep.
Who is the Appleseed dude?
The Appleseed dude.
He's an American icon.
Yeah, he's like Johnny Appleseed. You kind of grew up with that.
Yeah.
Spreading seeds everywhere to grow apples.
I went a week with no water. I realized I don't know what Dan's. Hi, Glenda. How are you?
See you later.
So I
Julie.
think it's great when everybody finds out, because genealogy is really interesting, and it's great, if you've got something really wild in your family tree.
Well, we had some friends of ours. Their grandma had passed away, and they were cleaning out her stuff, and she was over in Europe in World War II, and in German, and they found an authentic Nazi flag in her stuff.
Yeah.
Not that she was part of the party or anything. I mean, she never talked about it, they said. So, but maybe it was, she got it from her parents or something like that. I don't know the origins, but they didn't know either because they had never seen
Bye,
it.
Jay. Have a good night.
And Hitler signed her birth certificate.
Yeah, that happened to an
Is
ex-boyfriend.
that wild?
When
or
his
what?
It's crazy.
his mother came from Germany, and so his grandparents were there, but they lived here.
Mhm.
And when they passed away, they found like they used to get medals with whenever they had a child. So you'd get a different type when the more children you had, you got like another one. But then they found a picture, like pictures of an uncle and like great uncles and that actually were like right-hand man of Hitler. And I mean, just crazy stuff. It was like, the guy wouldn't want to broadcast all that.
Yeah.
I was just
that's
like,
a little scary.
that all this is coming back. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's a little sad. Well, my
Oh, no,
grandparents
Samantha.
were actually in a concentration camp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would. No, there's nothing wrong with Star Wars Fantastique. I'm a big fan.
Nothing wrong at all.
Seriously, I'm a big fan.
Now I'm the one that's
I
the
love
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
Not so much. Yeah.
Descended from one of the 4 kings of Ireland.
I want to go to Ireland so bad.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps telling us we should go to Ireland instead of
but
Scotland.
then we got the Scotland people saying no. You got to
I
come
know
to
that we have
Scotland,
to go
so
to Scotland. We're
I
gonna have
don't
to
know.
choose
We're
one
gonna
or
have to
the
pick.
other. I don't know if we can do both.
I probably should, before we go to Germany, I probably should do some family research. Because, I mean, Schlachter means the butcher in German. And I definitely have family roots
Well,
from
and
Germany.
Cena can help us out somewhat.
And I have a pack somewhere from my dad. It's my dad left when I was a kid, so I really didn't grow up with them. But I did reconnect with him years ago, and I have a packet somewhere of our family history. So I don't know how far back it goes, but I should probably look at that before we go to Germany.
So, you never know. You might run into some cousins or something.
Yeah.
Or aunts or uncles. That's
Yep.
Well, and it's funny because the name is Schlachter. We live in a small little township where we live, and there's a Schlachter that was a trustee and not a
Not a nice person.
not a lot of people liked her. And so anytime you would talk, are you related? It's like, no, we aren't. I mean, when you'd meet somebody, it's like, no, and we're not related to her. And they're like, oh, okay. I was like, oh my God, it'd be so crazy and they don't live that far from us either. So they just assumed, and it's like, no, we're not related at all.
Joe Frankie.
It used to be surprised, but you start digging up.
Yep.
Yep.
It's hard when you do that kind of thing because, like I said, when my mother-in-law started to do it, she had to write letters to everybody and phone calls, and
I'll be
there's a
right
lot
back.
of times when you couldn't get any information out of Germany because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
either didn't release it or they burned it all.
Yep.
So it was very difficult for people who had to go into that part of the world to get any kind of information.
Yeah. Yep. And it's, I can't even imagine trying to do something like that without the internet.
Oh yeah, it was all like the microfilms and all.
Yeah. What the heck is a
She said, "You want to
schnitzen?
come with you?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah. Did she
I'm gonna
ever?
sit
Did
there
she
for
ever
like
reach
6
out?
hours.
Did she ever reach out to the Mormon Church? Because they're really,
She
really
wrote
big
to
on that.
some of them. I mean, because a lot of places you had to pay.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't have like a lot of the money that they wanted for them to do research, so she
Yeah.
did it all herself.
Yep.
And it's just amazing, like you say, who you find out who you're related to. And
Yep.
because I was, would break up on my husband about, having the royal bloodline. And I'm like, well, not for nothing. Aren't we entitled to a castle?
Something. At least
and
a
and
couple
a
square
title
feet.
out there?
Yeah, at least a couple square feet of land or something.
It's something. Because I'm ready.
Yep. I see.
Actually, yeah, him and my son actually are, if they did go and pursue it, I think there is a title that they are entitled to.
Mhm. I see.
Can't see my husband a duke.
Stay tuned said something. His grandmother was Prussian, and that's another friend of mine had. His mom was Prussian and over there during World War II, and man, she's got some stories, or had some. She passed away unfortunately, but
Right. Yeah. See,
not
my
a good
grandmother
place
didn't. My
to be.
grandpa. The thing was, they don't really like. See, a lot of people like to
Oh,
talk about
gotcha.
it, and other people don't. My grandmother never really spoke about it. Only a couple of stories.
Well, she
And
said
then we always
something.
ask, "Would you ever like to go back to, to Poland?" And she goes, "No."
Yeah. Well, she said something on her deathbed about kind of confessed to turning people in, like as a necessity to keep her and her kids alive. Like, I mean, there was a lot of
Yeah.
people put in a lot of very, very bad,
Bad
positions
situations.
back
Yep.
then, and she was like, she was so afraid that she was going to go to hell for that, and she was afraid to die, and I mean, it's a sad story.
You had to do what you had to
She
do.
told her son, yeah, and that's what it was. It was out of necessity, and it wasn't. It wasn't because she believed in what they were doing or anything like that. It's just she had to stay alive. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
and when you
You
got
had to do
kids
what you had to
involved,
do.
yeah, when you got your kids involved too, that makes things a lot more difficult
Oh yeah.
because some people
Well, yeah,
maybe
because you got to worry about not just yourself, but
yeah,
them, and then trying to find food, and
yep,
you had to sneak around. I remember, like, yeah, my grandmother used to have to, when during the day they would hide,
mhm,
and they would always travel at night.
yep,
So for fear that they would be caught.
yeah. That's just I mean, that's an amazing time to think about living during over there.
Right.
That just
So because that's really infuriates me when people say, "Well, the Holocaust never happened,"
Mm.
yeah,
and
that-
I'm like, "Excuse me, but my grandparents lived through it.
Yeah.
So don't tell me it's not
Yeah.
real."
that is. I mean, that's such a stupid. That's like a flat earther. I mean, come on. It's there's no way the Earth is flat. Stop trying to convince me that it is. But there's so
Yeah.
many people out there that believe that, and it's like you people are.
I mean, how would you like to be in a spot? You go lay down to take a nap, and then you wake up in a pile of dead bodies and bodies on
Yeah.
top of you.
Yeah.
Because they thought my grandfather was dead, so they just threw him in the pit.
Oh,
That's
that's
how he woke up.
crazy.
Yeah,
They're
but
still
tell
talking.
him that's not real.
Yeah. I mean that is so offensive. Like for real. I mean that is. Oh man, they're still talking about Star Wars.
So we gotta see what is going on here.
I'm
I
missing
don't
it.
know a lot of the new. I didn't watch a lot of the new Star Wars movies.
I did. I didn't watch all the
Um,
Disney series, but I watched all the movies.
Luke's still in Tatooine. The suns are setting. He's gazing away. All right, what was the one where? Yeah, I see the one where he was standing on the cliff,
Yeah.
and I forgot what he said.
I don't remember either, but that was the original first Star Wars.
And that was the last one I saw. I know, bad, but
Yeah.
And you know what I think it would kills it is that because I'm so used to the originals
Yeah.
when they start changing things up, and I get it because we have better, technology now
Yeah.
to make the movie what he wanted originally.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I just got to get over that because I went
But
through that too with the Star Trek. You're used to the original series,
yeah.
and then when they did the next gen, at first I'm
Mhm.
thinking, oh, well, I'm not going to like this.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the next gen is actually my favorite.
Yeah.
I love the characters.
Yeah.
I love the storylines. So it's a thing. You just got to be open to it.
Yep. I mean, honestly, the way that George Lucas did the original one, how they did the
Good night,
effects.
Dan. Thanks for joining.
See you later. But the way they did all the effects in the spaceship scenes and all that, I mean, it was brilliant for back then. They didn't have
Right.
computers and all that stuff. And
Exactly.
to build all them models and do what they did was just amazing.
So now that you're seeing what he's doing now, I know it seems kind of funny to me, but
Yeah.
if I watch the other ones, I'm sure I'll get sucked into it because I do
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yep.
It's just that, and so if it comes between that and Star Trek, I'm more Star Trek
Yep.
than the Star Wars.
Make it so number 2 1 will I do number 2. I don't know what Joe's saying, but don't put it up there.
I don't know.
I don't think I want to find out.
Okay, I miss where he's going with that.
Well, when he
Okay,
says
Joe,
number
explain
2,
yourself.
well,
Disney
I
turns a lot
mean,
of things into poo. Yeah, they could.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
There's
should-
some things that they shouldn't remake.
Only
Right.
Joe Frankie.
Yep. But you should definitely put him on a list to book on as a guest. He's got some cool stories.
I will be more than happy to. I know everybody is welcome. It's
Yep.
so don't wait for me to ask. If you want to hop in here any old time, you're welcome. Otherwise, yes, I will chase you down.
Yeah. But Joe is old school. You'll have to somehow get his phone number and call him.
Yeah.
He doesn't do. He's one of those. Give me a call. He's one of those guys.
And he's a night owl too. So yeah.
He likes third shift. He should go on Crow's show. Crow is podcasting for third shifters.
Oh, so he doesn't get out. So I couldn't get him in here as far as a picture.
Oh no, you
No,
could,
he
but
does
to get a
live
hold
streams.
of him you need to call him.
Well, I mean, no,
Well, you don't have to, but it's just he says call anytime, but
Yeah.
then he doesn't pick up the phone.
Oh, see, then you're not going to pick it up if I call because you can say, who the hell's it?
Yeah, reach out to him on Facebook or reach out to me and I'll hook you to
That's
him.
all. We'll have to set it up through you,
Yep.
Jeff. That's all.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah,
Picard was always called Jonathan #1.
He's been told he's going to face.
And I even loved the
Yeah.
series Picard. I thought it was awesome.
So I never watched any of the new ones. I never watched. I just
I
was
watched-
Star
series
Wars.
Picard was good.
I probably watched more Star Trek than I did Star Wars.
See, I was opposite.
And and it's funny because when I was a kid, that's when Star Wars came out, and I remember going to the drive-in and wanting
Me
to watch
too.
it and getting the Star Wars like sandwich cookies that are like the EL fudge sandwich cookies, but they were Star Wars, and they had
Yeah.
them chocolate or they had them vanilla. I was there for the food. I was not there for the movie because I didn't even get into the movies then. My brother is a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the only reason that we really did any of that. But I'm like, I had no interest in it.
Oh yeah, no, my dad took us. I remember we saw it on the big screen because my father is very into astronomy and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So that's how the Star Trek thing started because my father always watched that. My father's best friend pretty much was Carl Sagan, and so after he passes, he wants to be shot into space. I said, Dad, I don't think I can arrange that. So
I don't know. I don't know why I've never really gotten into those.
That's, like I said, then you're used to the original, and then I get it. They're trying to make it better when they redo it, and I don't know. I think it kind of ruins it for us old folks.
Sometimes too, they got a little cheesy factor to the original.
Yeah,
And it loses something when you get rid of that.
This is creepy though too. I'm this old that I don't know if some people might not know this show, Planet of the Apes.
Mhm.
When I was a kid, that was the creepiest
hell yeah.
show.
I
I mean,
love
that
those.
was spooky. I mean, it kind of creeped me out, but I was intrigued because at the same time. But Planet of the Apes, I remember that one.
Yep.
Love
then-
that.
Yep.
And what was the one where they were lost in a
Land
cave?
of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. Yes, it's like
And then the
Now
remake
that
on it
one
was
I'd like
so
to
bad.
see them remake in a good way.
Yeah.
Because I know they remade it with that
Yeah, it was
other
bad.
comedian, was totally stunk.
yeah.
The
yeah,
Rock and
Yeah.
who else? Shit, what's his name? Will Ferrell was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like Will Ferrell at all.
Step Brothers. If I ever see that scrolling through the channels and it's on, I stop. That
I
is the
can't. That movie gives me the
funniest damn movie.
creeps.
Oh.
It is hilarious.
I got stuck watching it actually a couple of months ago at somebody's house, and it just made my skin crawl. I'm thinking,
And-
oh, I don't believe I gotta watch this.
And Talladega Nights.
Oh yeah, we watched that. But
Yeah, no.
this is funny though. At our house, we have one TV that's on 24/7, and this is on. That's quite comical because it's so random that we either it's either got on Hell's Kitchen, or it has $1 Million Listings, or it has what's the other one? Or 60 Days In.
Yeah, there's about 5 shows that we'll watch for each one of them for like 6 weeks at a time, before we actually change the channel. We're like, what do we want to watch? And we'll go scroll through Netflix and Max and all the crap that we pay for, not find anything,
And
and
so
end
we
up
go
turning
back
Hell's
to the
Kitchen
same
back
thing.
on.
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen. Forged in Fire we watch occasionally, and American Pickers. But usually the ones that go back to the rotation of 24 hours is $1 Million Listings and
Hell's Kitchen.
and 60 Days In.
Oh, geez. Yes, I don't even watch regular TV. I'm so out of the loop.
But then it's funny because when we leave, because then we put on another TV for the dogs when we leave in the bedroom, and they get to watch Me TV. So they're watching the old classics like I think we have Bonanza, Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, that's my father watches.
What's the one guy that does the law?
Andy Griffith?
Perry
Mason, yeah.
Yeah, Perry Mason.
Jeez, that's old.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean black and white, and that's what they watch. So when we have to leave, that's what they watch.
See, Fantastique, she said this on her show before that she is next level nerd. So she's throwing out the stuff. I don't know what the heck she's talking about. DS9.
DS9, Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
Okay. I know what that is.
Play the Mackie and Amanda Marathon for the dogs. No.
We don't want to come home to our dogs.
Please, man. You know what it would do to the dogs?
Yeah, that's animal abuse.
You come home, your dogs will have this wild look in their eye. They'll be drooling. Their tongue will be hanging out.
And that's another thing too, is there's a lot of weed smoked on their YouTube videos. Like not during them, but you can tell they are.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, they absolutely are.
I know that still blows my mind that that's legal.
Yep.
Who would have thought, you know?
It's legal in Ohio now.
Yeah, it's legal in Ohio.
I remember every time we were driving down, it's called the Arterial here. It's a highway. And to see a big billboard. I told my husband, would you ever believe that would ever be on a billboard?
Yeah.
Advertising a place to buy that stuff.
Yep.
This is funny because I just randomly saw this today in a chart. And it said, make sure to remind patient not to not smoke, but chew edibles. I thought I saw that in a chart. I just was like, what?
You're giving up HIPAA violations.
No, because I didn't say where it was, nothing. Nobody knows where. No, it was just so funny. I was like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, because it freaks you out. You're thinking, who would have thought that this would ever be legal?
Although I will say this was before it was legal. I once I got a doctor that got me addicted to pain medication for a knee injury. And we couldn't get I just could not get the pain to stop. And this was, like I said, my girls are this is like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was like, you just need to hit a couple hits of weed, do a couple puffs, 2 puffs a day for a week. And that probably will stop will block the pain, and you'll be able to break the cycle for the pain medication. I was like, oh, this ain't gonna work. But I was at a point where I'm like, oh, I will try anything, and I did. I was like, who would freaking think? Just
legal or not?
Puffs,
I mean, it's not. Yeah. I mean, it's not addictive.
No.
And why not do that rather than a narcotic that is controlled substance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Because yeah, it's very easy because they used to hand out pain pills like candy.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, this doctor got me addicted to where I was taking quite a bit of Vicodin. I could pop 10, 20 Vicodin and it wouldn't even stop the pain.
yikes.
Yeah, we had a nephew that's how, and he's sober now, thank God. But I mean, he almost died because of his drug addiction that all started with a work injury and being on pain
Yeah.
pills.
And that's what's
Right.
something crazy too, is most people that get addicted to pain medication, it's because of a work related injury. That's how I
Yes.
did. It was
Yep.
it was a knee injury and I couldn't do it. And literally it was probably a good couple
Yep.
years that I was addicted to them, and I don't think people even realized how addicted I was to them until I finally started admitting it. But then now, I mean, it's crazy. I do have this is the only reason I will only go to this surgeon. I will pay out of network to go to him. I work with a surgeon that was my biggest fear, is getting addicted to pain medication after surgery, because I was having the same surgery done again because the first one didn't do it right. And doing the same thing. And I was like, I'm worried that I'm going to get addicted to pain medication. And he's like, no, we'll set up a regimen. They gave me like a lot of injectable drugs.
Marriage related injury.
What?
Joe said his was a
Sorry.
marriage related injury.
Yeah.
Only Joe.
Yeah, his
But
wife beat the crap out of him because he's
so I ended up doing this regimen, and Jeff has actually seen this because I've had surgery and he's seen this. They literally, I get the morphine in the hospital. Give me my first dose of painkillers before the morphine wears off. Get the painkiller in me. Within a day, the first day I think I take pain meds. Second day I might take one or two, and then I'm done. I'm like completely pain free. But it took finding the right doctor that works with pain management.
Right.
When you have something that, so I mean, and even then even with my neck, because I have a neck injury, and I've worked with a physical therapist, and we worked with trying to find something that works, and I don't have to take pain medication for my neck right now. So, and
Well, that's good.
yeah, and so I mean, you just have to find somebody that's really wants to listen to you and understands that you just don't want to it does help that they have a lot of laws in place now with the pain medications,
Right.
but
because
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, people like me, like I've been prescribed a couple times, and I'm not gonna lie, I like them, and it scares me
yeah,
because I like them.
Some people
opioids
it does
really, really,
something
really good.
for them, and others nothing.
Yeah, I like them. It's like I don't even want to be prescribed that because
Right.
I just don't even nope. Just
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I went through the same thing. Because I have fibromyalgia,
mhm.
and I have deteriorated discs in my lower back, and I have a neck injury and an arm issue,
Oh
and
geez.
I'm just a hot mess. And I was the prescribed pain killers, but didn't even do anything. And everything else that they treat you for fibromyalgia, I'm allergic to.
Oh,
So I pretty much just have to suck it up and live my life because there's nothing.
yeah, it's
There's nothing
crazy.
that anybody has found that
I'm
can help.
no doctor, but I mean I'm serious. If I were you, I would try some edibles.
Yeah, but
Like really.
this is crazy though too. It's so funny how certain drugs that you take can cause symptoms that you think they are supposed to help, which that helped me with that's how we found out about my neck injury, is because we thought I injured my elbow. It ended up that I did injure my elbow, but I found out that I have a herniated disc really up high in my neck, and I also have degenerative arthritis in my neck that's pretty bad. But I was having symptoms of having a neuropathy, and I was taking metformin, and I've been on it for 5 years. Found out the metformin was causing the neuropathy only by fluke, because the pharmacy was out of my medication or out of the metformin, and I had gone, it was like 2 days, and all of a sudden all my symptoms in my neck and in my arm were gone.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Right.
how is this? All the pain's gone. I'm like, I can't wait to go to physical therapy and tell them. And then I was like, wait a minute. I haven't had, the only thing that has changed, because they asked, well, figure out what's changed since you last were here. And I'm like, the only thing that has changed is I haven't had my metformin. And so, and then I said,
Right.
I started researching it. And if you're on metformin for so long, it can cause neuropathy. And so I'm so
Yeah.
glad that I
It's
did
real.
not take.
A lot of them do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so glad I did not take, because we were at one point, we were almost to the verge of the pain being so bad that I couldn't get it under control, that we were going to go on Neurontin. But I was like, no, I want that, because of me being addictive to drugs before pain meds. I'm like, that's my last
Oh
ditch
yeah, you would have
effort.
a hot mess.
Yeah, I was like, that's my last ditch effort. So I said, I'm going to pass on it right now. And so I'm so glad I did, because then they ran out of that metformin. And I found out what the problem was, because I still have to watch. I can't lift a lot of things. But who would think that metformin? And my doctor was floored when she was like, you got to be kidding me. So it's
Right.
like,
But then you found out that a lot of people
No,
have the
because
same
it's
side
treating,
effects.
it's teaching the body to be dependent.
mhm.
So when that cycle is over, that 4 hours is over, then the body is switching. Oh, I need this.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's when the pain will intensify. So
Yeah.
then you take the pills, it feeds the problem,
Yep.
and you're good to go. And Stay Tuned is right. Doctors just treat
Yeah.
symptoms.
Yep.
They're not
Oh,
finding
Yep.
a
I
cure
will
for the
say,
problem.
I will say, I work with a set of doctors that they don't do a lot of pain management, because I work for a pulmonologist and sleep doctors, but they seeing what they're doing, they treat symptoms, but they also go beyond, because if they notice it's something that could go, that, okay, we need to get you into, like, maybe to see a cardiologist. We may need to get you into a nephro. I mean, when they're seeing something, it's like, no, we're not, no, because this could be happening because of this. And I mean,
Right.
it's nice to see that happening, because I've worked for other doctors that doesn't happen. And they treat the symptoms, and it's like, yeah. Our primary care, or my primary care doctor is like that. She literally sent me for an x-ray. When I hurt my elbow, she saw me for 5 minutes, asked me how my elbow was, and sent me for x-rays. But the rest of the time, all she wanted to know is about all my other issues I have going on. And she just wanted to, like, refer me out to a specialist, because she wanted the perk. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to all these. I know. I just give me and then she never called me back with my results. So I ended up going to the urgent care and getting an x-ray so I could get referred to ortho. But it's just, I mean,
Right. It is.
it's crazy.
It's a vicious cycle is what it is. But it is good when you can find a doctor that actually is going to help take care of something. I mean, I started out, it was an elbow injury.
Yeah.
And it triggered the fibromyalgia. And it just pretty much crawled up my arm and exploded. And I got to the point where I was pretty much a cripple.
Mm-hmm.
And what helped me out was going to the chiropractor, believe it or not.
Yeah.
A lot of people could bash them, but I have to say, I got to give them their dues. I mean, they pretty much saved my life, because
I
was headed for a wheelchair.
I had one that really explained, and it makes sense. Your spine is it controls all of your nerves. And if you know what I'm saying, if it's not aligned right, it's pinching things, and it can cause heart problems. It can cause all kinds of crap.
Right.
If your spine is out of alignment. I mean, it made 100% sense to me what she was saying. So, but yes, you do have to go to a good chiropractor.
But you have to also balance it.
Yeah.
You need to have the naturalistic side of it with your high.
Yeah, carbs and coffee. We give the dog fortune cookies.
You have to, I mean, and some people don't see that. You do have to balance it. I've been balancing it out. Now, for me, I love a nice massage, but I no longer can get them from the shoulder.
Jesus,
Hi, Boo.
Boo.
I can no longer get them from the shoulders up, unfortunately, because of my neck. So unless the only thing I can do is if I want to
you gotta be careful.
Because if I want traction, I do have to go to my physical therapist to have it done. But I haven't had to have it done in quite some time.
Hi,
so,
Boo.
but
she
wants another cookie.
Here we go.
Come here.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, she's on wires.
Yeah, I did something.
Hold
I
on.
can't hear now. Hang on, Boo.
It's
Say
all for
something.
the cookie.
I can barely hear you, but I can hear you. Oh, she knocked my mouse down. Jesus, Boo. You ruined the show.
Do you got it?
I don't know.
Here, I got the mouse.
They said you've been on there long enough. Give up the cookies.
Yeah.
These dogs are so spoiled.
Well,
I'm
Bill
getting
wants
it.
to know if your baby is a boxer.
Oh, the
Well,
one.
one is Bubba is.
Bubba is boxer coonhound mix. Boo
Oh,
is
Bubba.
pug. Boo is pug and
She's not
bulldog.
pug.
She's pug and bulldog.
I think she does have box on her too, though.
Well, if you see no, the doc when we go to the vet's like, no, because they actually have a vet at the vet, a dog that comes to daycare. She literally is pug and bulldog mix, and she
Oh.
looks just like
Yeah.
just like she looks just like Boo.
Ah.
But she's her coloring's different.
And Boo's got that pit bull like body,
Yeah.
very very stocky
like
and solid.
like a bulldog.
But she's got a little head and goofy eyes
Like
like
a
a pug.
So she's mixed there. But Bubba, he actually is he does look like he looks
He
more
looks like a boxer, yeah.
but he sounds like a coonhound when he howls. His brother, this is quite comical though. His brother,
It's actually a funny mix.
Yeah.
but this is what's even funnier.
It's from West Virginia, so that
Okay,
explains
yeah.
a lot.
So this is the story of Bubba. My nephew was in he was at on a trip with college, and they were in the Appalachian Mountains. They do like it's like a cross cultural where they go and help them, teach them how to build houses for themselves and that. So he
The banjos. No.
well, no, they do that, so it is quite comical. But they
Scary.
yeah.
Everything comical, that's scary.
So this dog comes out of the woods and just kind of befriends them. So it's this little tiny black, she's like a
She is a
25,
sweetie.
30 pound black and white
Yep.
split face terrier.
Yep.
She is pure black and white split face terrier. Sweetest dog ever. So she just kind of kept staying with them. So before they went on to their next place, which they weren't going to take her, and my sister and that, they were just happening to be looking for a dog. So they're like, well, they cleaned her up, and the teachers, one of the professors' husbands brought the dog back, and they picked her up at the college, brought her home, found out she was home. She was home 2 weeks, found out she was pregnant with 8 puppies. And she had, like, a week later, she had 8 puppies. Bubba's actually the oldest of the puppies, and all 8 puppies survived.
And they all are completely
They all
different.
look different.
Like,
so the vet, when they
That's
finally went for
funny.
their first
Yeah.
vet appointment, she goes, "Oh, man, this poor
so I
poor
said a
little
West
thing."
Virginia thing.
She got hit by, they said she probably got hit by 6 different dogs, because we have a boxer, we have a bulldog, we have a German Shepherd,
Coonhound,
we have a coonhound,
straight black.
we have a straight black like lab, and we had a golden like lab. I mean, it was just, and 2 of them kind of looked like a miniature terrier lab. So yeah, they were just, yeah, they were all interesting looking dogs. So none of them look alike. And
Sounds it.
yeah, and so but they're all, I mean, she was the best mom, the sweetest mom, and she's still the sweetest dog. She keeps everybody in check. She's like, when the dogs go to daycare, she's the one that kind of keeps all the other dogs in check. So,
And she's the smallest. But
and she's the
There you
smallest.
go.
Sky, that's crazy. I didn't
Yeah,
know
God
that.
bless you, Sky. It's just,
Yeah.
that's why you just got to keep going. Sometimes
Oh.
you have to tell the doctors they're crazy and do your own thing.
And well, I'll let Sky reveal what she wants to reveal, but I know Sky uses alternative medicines. And she's not very secretive about it, so I'm not like breaking news.
So like I said, you got to do
that's
what you got to
probably
do.
why. Yeah.
Because I remember when they first started coming out with the oils and the stuff
Mhm.
like that, and I questioned my doctor, rheumatologist actually, and I says, "What do you think about this?"
Yep, she said it right there. So
Yeah, and then,
I
what do you think
I
about
figured
this?
you'd say it.
And I said, because I can't go to work, high,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
because
I
I
have no
will deal
more-
with patients And I can imagine, you're stoned and you're trying to deal with a patient. I said, so I couldn't do. They go, well, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
She goes, but she goes, I've gotten some good, reviews, and then others say didn't do anything. She goes,
Mhm.
it's up to the individual, and you just got to give it a try and see what happens. I haven't done that, but
Yeah. Because I do know that, like, I mean, they're really good at formulating that stuff to where,
right.
like, you can consume it and not get high. Like,
Yeah.
get, I don't know.
We
It's-
tried that on Bubba and it didn't work.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
we
know.
tried,
he's-
we tried the
my dog.
CBD
Yeah.
with Bubba.
Bubba is like terrified of fireworks and loud noises, and even like if Jeff goes to get ice out of the freezer, he
Oh,
freaks
God,
out.
'cause-
I mean,
Oh,
but
geez.
even rain hurts his ears. And it's just that he's just got very sensitive ears. And so just like any little loud noise freaks him out. So for the longest time, we tried everything natural. We tried, the Thunder Jackets, everything. I finally had to give in, and we finally we had a vet. It's like, why don't we just try this? This might be what works,
And
because
it
he was
works.
freaking out to go even to the vet. And I mean, it actually,
Oh, poor thing.
I'll have to put it on our Boo Productions Facebook page. I have a
Hurry
picture.
back, Bill.
I will. It's quite comical because you see him and he's like really. I had to give him a full dose, and he is like so high.
He was
It's on
high.
TikTok too.
Yeah.
I got him on TikTok too. So if you go to our TikTok page, I'll put it on Boo Facebook too, and maybe on Instagram. But he is so high. I mean, he's just like yeah. But I mean, we've learned to kind of dose him so he's not as high, but sometimes we have to just
Right.
give it to him. And because usually we kind of slowly, gradually add it in throughout the day rather than giving him the one whole dose at the one time. But yeah, it's quite comical to see our poor little guy all buzzed up.
Sky, I think, is from the UK, and I don't even know if it's legal there. It doesn't matter if it's legal or not. I mean,
I don't know.
that helps you, do it. And I think any doctor on the planet would say it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because anybody that suffers with, a
Yeah.
chronic pain syndrome, it's,
Mhm.
they don't, even though they're doctors, but if they don't have it, they don't understand.
Yeah.
There is no let up for us. It's every day, all day. And
And
there's days where it's good. Our bodies are controlled by the barometer, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, I can
As
tell.
soon as that weather changes, it is miserable.
Mhm.
And so that's why I don't do a lot of investigations like in the colder months
Yeah.
or,
Yep.
in early spring, because
That damp
half the
cold.
time I can't get around. So,
Yep. And I,
so
you
once
know,
it starts warming up, then you feel good.
and I deal with it too. Like I don't talk about it much, or but I have a lot of pain
She's got a
issues.
fortune cookie in her nose.
Does she? Oh, that's nice. Boo is snorting fortune cookies.
It doesn't go there.
He's graduated.
Yeah,
I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to snort it.
Yeah, it's if a lot of people think because I remember because this is all new, and I've had
Mhm.
doctors say, "Well, it's all in your head." I go, "Well, no, not just there. It's all over the body too."
Yeah.
And I pretty much told him where to go, and don't tell me it's all in my head when you can't
And-
even move.
And pain is it's people can't see it,
Right.
so it's hard to like.
Yeah.
I
when
mean,
somebody
you
can't
just-
touch you or breathe on you, or
Yeah.
because it's the freakiest thing. Excuse me. I remember walking through the grass one time, no shoes on, because I'm always barefoot, and I could feel like pins and needles. I think, what the hell is going on? And I realized it was the dew from the grass touching my skin. So it's a very freaky feeling, and so once I realized that happens, so like if it's raining out very lightly and it's touching my skin, and it feels like pins and needles. Because the longest time I'm like, am I having a stroke?
Yeah.
What the heck is this? So that's how sensitive you become.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, pain is it's a weird thing because people can't see it, and people don't know what people go through. When they say they have pain, and like I said, I deal with it a lot too, with my back and my shoulder and stuff like that, and it's so I
Yeah, they
sympathize
can't
with
see it, so
people when
they
talk
don't
about it.
understand.
Right.
Right.
But I sympathize
yeah,
with
it's-
people when
it's
they say they
horrible.
have chronic pain, because I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. What?
So
Hi.
it's,
Hello.
She's at home.
Barefoot, don't tell Beardo. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I'm always bare. I was always barefoot.
He's afraid
Still
of the
am.
feet.
It's terrible.
He's what?
Beardo's afraid of feet. Like he's
Oh,
He
really?
hates feet. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
Bill. Thanks for popping in.
And he screwed up by telling everybody that. So
See you Sunday, Bill.
people send him feet pics and
Yeah, that is funny. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people that hate feet.
carbs and coffee. I should be editing too.
Bill does a great
I got
job.
that damn twin video I gotta do.
I have some editing issues going on, and Mr. Bill is going to save me because I
What-
just could not get it.
What program do you use
I'm using Canva right now
to edit videos?
to just make up. I'm not even editing anything through that. I'm
Oh,
doing
okay.
just for like thumbnails and post. I
Oh.
just cannot get stuff to post.
Do you check out YouTube, like on how to do it? Because YouTube I use Power Director, and I learned everything I've learned how to use that program through YouTube.
Right? No,
So there's a
haven't.
lot of tutorials on. I bet you if you look up,
Stop.
and you can even be specific, like how do I do this on Canva, and I guarantee a video will pop up. It'll show
Right,
you
well,
how to
I'm
do it.
saying, how do you post a thumbnail? I watched the videos, step by step. I had poor Bill on the phone telling me what, and it will not work. So I'm hauling all my gear up to his house.
Yeah. Do you have
He's
a
gonna help
laptop or
me
a
out.
PC or what?
I'm still here. I'm using DaVinci. Yeah, and I'm going to start off slow because, like I said, my editing skills are.
I want to
So-
graduate to DaVinci. I
That's
downloaded
awesome.
it and I tried to use it one time, and I'm like, nope, I'm not ready for this one yet because
Right.
I've used Power Director for years, and I'm fluent in it. You know what I mean? So it's
So yeah, you stick with what you know.
yeah, and I think though DaVinci and any other thing, once I get into it, it'll come to me quick and easy. But it looked really, really confusing compared to what I'm doing. So, but I do want to graduate to
Yeah, when I do
DaVinci.
anything editing, I call my daughter. My daughter's a graphic designer.
Yeah, I can't do
But, you know, I am
Photoshop.
pretty tech savvy, and I usually once I check it out, I get into it, and I can figure it out. But this one is just I'm beating my head on the table. I'm thinking, all right, dummy, what are you doing wrong?
Yeah, my daughter does Canva for a lot of stuff that she does. She does that but she has like all the big stuff that you need for graphic design. She's got all those
Right,
programs.
yeah, that's what Bill says. You
for
gotta have a
work.
lot of computer power and storage.
She has like the what is it, Adobe? She has the Adobe Studios, so it does like she has
Photoshop.
she has Photoshop
Premiere.
editing. She has all kinds of, there's so many programs in there. She probably doesn't even use half of them, but she has that. And so whenever I need something,
Yeah, we got a good computer, Carbs. We got a gaming PC,
yeah.
and it's more than enough to handle it, I'm pretty sure. Well, and like I said, I did download it. I played around with it. I just couldn't figure it out yet. So I just need to learn it.
So yeah, you got to give yourself some time.
Yep.
Get used to it. So yeah, once
Yep.
I start, deciding to edit something, I'll pick something because pretty much raw is how you're gonna get it. Because I just, I really don't have time for that.
See, and for me, like, I'm very artistic brained. Like I played music for years and still do. And video editing is it's an art form. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have all seen the intros that I do, and that's artistic to me, coming up with that creative stuff. And because if I just had to sit there and watch a Mackie and Amanda video and talk about it on camera with no funny stuff, and I couldn't do this.
Oh yeah, you'd have to do something, or you'd
no.
I said your head would
Yes.
explode.
Yes.
I mean, once I get I have an artistic background as well, so I just,
Yep.
and that's why it interests me. But I got to learn it all first.
Yep.
Before I jump into it, and I just
I've
dedicate
mastered the-
time to it.
I've mastered the Cricut.
Yeah. Yeah. Dana's the Cricut person. I couldn't do a damn thing on that.
Yeah, I love my Cricut. I do so much stuff on there.
It's fun.
The sugar
Well,
and
that's it.
gluten.
Actually,
Oh,
we got-
sugars. Yeah.
This is a great chat and conversation because we're talking medical stuff. we're talking Star Wars, and
And
we're talking
computers.
video
So a
editing.
little
all
bit
at
of
the same time.
everything. Little bit of everything.
See, I can sympathize with
Yeah.
that because I have right now
Sky is right on that.
the medication I'm on. It's so rough because for my ADHD, I need caffeine, but the medication I'm on
Doesn't agree
doesn't
with caffeine.
it doesn't agree with caffeine. So it's so hard. But
Oh.
then every 4 to 5 weeks, the foods I have more foods that I can't eat because they make me sick. So
Yep.
it's been like a struggle and a balance. And now because I've just finally now that I just went to the doctor, and now that we've learned that if I was eating too much fruits and vegetables. I never thought you could eat too many fruits and vegetables, right?
Yeah, I
You
never
can.
thought you could either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I was
can.
too.
And yeah, so I've been eating too much because at work we get our lunch provided for us. And so every day I was eating salads, but I'd have meat and everything in it. So I'd have salads or I'd have some kind of sandwich or something. But then when I went to the doctor, she's like, yeah, because I told her what was going on. She goes, you're probably eating too many fruits and vegetables. You need to eat more
Sky's in
protein.
the same boat, she says.
And I'm like, so now I eat more protein and less of the fruits and vegetables. And it seems to have balanced out right now, but we'll see how long.
Oh.
Because it seems like every 4 to 6 weeks, I have to switch up my diet.
And I'm a noodles guy.
Mhm.
I love me
I
some
don't eat a
noodles.
lot of
I love
pasta.
Italian food.
This I need internet.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of carbs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do too, but I don't eat that much of it.
so a lot
Yeah.
of times I end up making two different things, like
Yeah.
a pan of lasagna
Yeah, I'm a
and
big
grilled chicken.
fruit and vegetable person as well.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, I'm learning to balance it, and then like I said, once I get something
boy.
settled, we've and then
So,
something
yeah,
else.
like my
happens.
husband's
And
a big bread eater.
Yeah.
well, and then it doesn't help because I have a lot of food allergies. So
Yeah.
on top of that, it doesn't help because a lot of the foods that are really good for you to eat,
Like fish.
like fish, seafood, bananas, avocados, some tomatoes, nuts, certain nuts. What else is there? It goes on and on and on. And then usually I discover something else that I'm allergic to.
Mhm.
It's like, kidding me. So then on top of that, then with the foods that I can't eat, it really starts to get frustrating. But the coffee, I'm having a hard time with coffee in the morning, not having coffee. Oh, I have to occasionally, I'm just like, just give me a coffee.
Yeah, I'm like, if any doctor ever tells me stop drinking coffee, it's like, okay, how
Yeah.
long do I have to live? Because that ain't happening.
Well, then the worst part is our whole family has now an official DD. I cannot drink alcohol on the medication I'm on. Like literally cannot, because it will make me to where I'm so sick I will be in the emergency room. So it's like,
Oh my goodness.
ADHD,
and
man.
so I found it.
I mean,
See,
you
now
had
this is
problems with that.
interesting with ADHD.
Oh.
With my ADHD, I do not take medication.
Sorry, guys.
I actually it's been quite some time. It's been years since I've taken ADHD medication because again, how it was making me feel with addiction. It was like, this ain't going to work. So I stopped taking it and I found other ways to learn to work with my ADHD. It makes you OCD sometimes.
It is weird because it does kick off sometimes, and I can tell.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
But
And so I mean, there are times that my ADHD is off the hook and I can't do anything about it. I just got to let it run its course and I get back on track. But there's probably a couple times a year that I have to just let it, and then it's as soon as it's out, it's done, and then I'm right back on
but
track.
then there are ways that like she does things that like there's certain projects that her and I can't do together because her ADHD and my OCD just don't mix.
But see, but my ADHD causes OCD on certain things, and but it's not the same, and it's so bad because and this is a proven point. I cannot stand doing dishes, and I have a dishwasher, and I still cannot do dishes. I just can't. I will do them occasionally, but I can't. Another thing, ADHD and trying to do laundry. And I saw a meme on this the other day and I laughed so hard. I'm like, that is so accurate on ADHD. And anybody that is ADHD probably relates to this. If you have laundry, if you do your laundry in your house, you have at least one pile or basket by your washer and dryer that has laundry in it that is not folded. I can tell you almost all of my laundry never gets folded because I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Joe's got a master's in bullshit.
But it's
Fair.
ADHD. There's a lot of interesting things with ADHD. I will say though, if you can because I was when I got diagnosed, I was diagnosed as an adult, but they said that I probably had it in school, but they never died. When I was a kid, girls never were diagnosed with
Yeah, it was always
ADHD.
a hyper boy.
Yeah, it was always a boy
Right.
thing. So when when my daughter was in 3rd or 4th grade, I noticed she was having the same issues I was having in school. Got her tested, it was like, bam. And they're like, why did you even bring her in? I'm like, because this is what I did and I'm ADHD and I just want to get her on track. And she ended up, we got her, no, she was on medications during school time. Summertime, we didn't have to be on meds. I remember her going to junior high. I sat and walked the hallway to how she would have to get to her classes multiple times. And then I made her like a journal that had each floor on top that you laid on top of each other so she could flip and she knew exactly how to walk through to get to her classes. We never told any of her teachers that she was ADHD because we didn't want her. Well, one, I wouldn't put her on an IEP because she didn't need to. But her grades started going up and they're like, wow. And the teachers were like shocked when they found out because we'd let her go a whole quarter before we let the teachers know. And they're like, are you kidding me? And it's like, well, how is she so organized? It's like, because I made her that way so that for school, she will do well. And so I did really well because she graduated in the top 15 of her high school class. She graduated with honors in her bachelor.
School.
Yeah, at a big school.
Huge.
She graduated with honors with her bachelor's and she graduated with honors with her master's. And she works at a prestige college.
Yep.
So, and she functions very well. So,
yeah.
Yeah. And she only,
Well, that's the first reaction for any doctor. Here's a prescription. Here's a prescription.
Yep.
Yeah.
Try something out.
Yep.
Yeah. And my doctor, she's learned to cope with things outside of taking the medication. Now, when she does have something that she needs to really focus on, she will use her medication. But in college, she used her medication. But like now she does like it. The only time she uses it if she has something she really has to focus on. Otherwise, she doesn't really have to use it. I don't think she's used it since she's graduated with her master's. She hasn't had to use it. But when it comes to schoolwork, where she needs that extra focus, she will she's going to be going for her doctorate eventually. So I'm like, she will probably go back on her medication for that. But same thing, she's learned. But we've learned the key though is you do have to have caffeine if you're ADHD. They say no, but it's like certain people that have ADHD do need caffeine. It's like it's a beast if you don't, but you have to learn to have that to figure out how the caffeine works for you. So.
Right. Well, yeah, everybody's different. So you have because the same treatment.
Uh-oh.
So
you got spotty.
I think that's what it is. They try to just that person. That doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess too, because I've always worked in the medical field, so I'm very active in like the care of my daughter, but I've also but even myself, I've always been like, because I was like, no, I don't, this doesn't make me feel right. We need to figure something else out. And I too, right now, I'm the same way. For my brother, I'm a big advocate for not giving him like psych meds. He doesn't
just can't dope people up. And
this, like for instance, this made me
mad. They do.
Yeah.
Because I'm my brother's guardian, so I'm kind of the one that has to take him from like when something goes on. We had an incident. They wanted the person that oversees his house was like, he needs to go get a psych eval. I'm like, this was a behavior. It's not a psych eval situation. Took him to the emergency room, told him they needed a psych eval. Actually, he saw one of the psych doctors that he has seen many a times before when he was a resident. And he goes, I mean, he knew who we were. He goes, why is he here? I said, they want him to get a psych eval because he kind of was tormenting and trying to initiate a new staff member by saying no, picking on him. And he kind of scared them and they locked themselves in a bathroom. So it was like, okay, whatever. So and he was like, this is not a psych issue. This is not a psych eval. This is just a behavior. I'm like, exactly.
I just want to address Sky's comment real quick, if you don't mind. Like, I've heard so many people say comments like hers, like watching Beardo, and like, in this really, like, even, you know, it's technically a paranormal community, debunker community, call it whatever you want, but it's a community of people that a lot of people do get therapeutic benefit out of it. Like, I've heard Beardo tell how many stories about, you know, Beardo, I live to watch your lives on Tuesday and Friday. Like that, that keeps me going. And that's cool. And that's why we're going to do some kind of mental health fundraising thing this summer with like a live stream. And I want to get all kinds of people involved. I think you already know about it, but you know, once I get the details worked out, we're going to announce that. But it's a big thing for me because a lot of the paranormal issues that we deal with aren't paranormal. They're mental health. It's so common in the cases that we get. So I mean, let's be honest. If you have mental health problems and you're not rich, you're kind of screwed. Yeah. Because insurance doesn't cover it like it should. It doesn't. It's
sad that, I mean, you have to fight for the mental health support that you need.
So we are going to do something.
And there's a lot of states that don't even have places to put people for care.
Thank you, Sky. I appreciate that. Seriously.
Yeah,
that's why I like to do these open chats like this, so that we all get to know each other, and if we help, if we can, even if we're talking nonsense. It's a good time for people just to get out there.
It's like getting together with friends. I mean, even if you're not on a show and you're just in the chat, it's just getting together with friends. And I love it.
It's important because you don't know, even this foolishness or whatever, could be just making somebody's day, like Sky said. And when they had nobody else or anybody else around, they could always just hop on here and start chatting with everybody, and it helps people out.
When Beardo did that thing for Christmas, nobody left alone on Christmas, and he had those continuous live streams. I mean, that was cool. And I'm, my idea is kind of stealing that a little bit, but who cares? I don't think he would mind at all. It's a good thing when you can help people. So
yeah, he's a good guy. I really enjoy Beardo, and it's people, think that he's, mean or a bully or rough or this, that. He's an old softy.
Yep. But he's
hides it pretty well.
He's a man of principle. You can tell. He is like, okay, listen, like I will fight you tooth and nail on this. But you can tell he's a good dad. You can tell he's a good family man. You can tell he is, like you said, a gentle giant almost. You can tell all that by watching him, and that's
and that's why so people like him.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like I said, he's honest, he's fair, and when he's wrong, he admits it, and I just love that.
Yep.
And we need more people to be that way.
Yeah.
And there wouldn't be so many issues. Like you said, a lot of this.
Tips. Yeah, Sky. We'll. That's definitely going to happen this summer sometime. But I want to find an organization, though, because I want to have people donate, but I want to find an organization that I don't want a big national organization to where it goes towards the overhead. I want a charity that gets to the people, if that makes sense.
Right.
Or we might find maybe a couple different charities so that we can find them, so that they're not just here locally. We might find them abroad as well, that we might be able to do.
Because Joe, I don't know if you're probably not invited, but another big problem too in paranormal cases is drug abuse.
Oh, we're out again.
Are we?
I
can
am.
hear
I
ya.
can't-
Oh, no, Boo stepped on the damn cords.
Oh.
It's our headphones. Can you hear it all?
I can
So
hear
just
Shay
like
say
Sky,
good.
there's no judgment here ever.
No,
I would never allow it, and I don't think anybody that we deal with would ever do it, ever. So don't anybody ever think that you could come on here
Oh,
and if
no,
somebody's going to
Scott, no,
insult
no.
you or
Yeah.
like they would be history.
Yeah.
I don't put up with that.
Yep.
That's why when they made there was a quick comment about Catholics, you have to leave an open mind.
Yeah.
Not everybody believes the same, and we don't have the right to judge.
People can insult me all they want, but when they go after people that I know or even people I don't know, that I have a big problem with that.
Right.
Joe, I was kidding. God dang.
Now, just so you know, and I know a lot of people don't know, and I know, Jeff, you think you know that I am an ordained minister. I do practice. I'm an independent. And the reason I'm an independent, because I don't have a right to judge whose religion is better, whose beliefs are better. I believe there's truth in everybody's religious beliefs. If you really look into it and you research it, there's truth in all of them.
My thing is I'm definitely set in my beliefs. However, it's not up to me to judge anybody else for their beliefs. It's, it's up to God in the end. So
that's right. It's up to him to judge, not us.
I used to run around, honestly, kind of, I was involved in a church for a lot of years playing I was the worship team leader, blah, blah, blah. But I realized, like, dude, you've become a prick. You've become a judgmental jerk. And I was like, wow, it was a realization that I did not like. And so
that was because a lot of them teach you, they train you to be that way.
Yep. We turned the church I was involved with, turned the New Testament of the Bible into a rule book.
Right.
And ultimately the point of the New Testament is it's all about your faith. That's it. It's not about the rules anymore. That's pretty much the whole thing, like summed up.
That's right. It's a guideline to follow.
Exactly. So
and everybody pretty much follows the same book.
Yep.
Well,
so no matter what you want to call God, it doesn't make a difference. Whatever you want to call him, he has different names.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody was talking because I grew up Catholic. And when I was in high school, I kind of stopped wanting to go because I started seeing things in the church. I'm like, they're money hoarders.
Churches actually bug me.
They want the money in that. But they're not helping people like they say they're supposed to be helping people. So it was like my aha moment with the religion. So I stepped back and I still believed, but I just didn't go to church. And then now, excuse me, as I'm older, I always believed like you can go to whatever church you want, but as long as you believe, you believe. Right. And so now that I'm more on a spiritual side of it, I'm like, it doesn't matter what you do, whatever you're upper doesn't matter. As long as you have something that you look to and that is yours, go for it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, Sky, that sucks.
So yeah, that it's one thing that you do, and then.
Yep. Yeah, I was reading Sky's comment. Yeah, I don't put up that. I don't think it was here. It definitely wasn't here. I said something about it.
Okay, I was gonna say because I missed that one because I will go right after that.
I would have too.
Yeah, one thing you don't do is piss me off.
It would have been a jihad. Yeah, I don't.
But, it's always there's no judgment here, and that's the way I look at it when somebody comes to me as far as religious instruction or just talk. I have no judgment on you. It's not my place.
Exactly.
And like I said, there's truth in all of it.
Yeah.
Man is the one that corrupts religion.
Yes, exactly.
So, you have to just feel it out for yourself and you'll find where you belong.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, man screws up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Joe, I was kidding, bro.
Not as smart as we think we are.
Yeah. Joe, of course you can be involved in the fundraiser. We'll give Joe a time slot.
Get over here.
What?
Uh-oh.
Time out.
Puppy's in trouble. Run!
She probably got toilet paper.
Yes, she did. She was bringing it out, dangerously carrying this.
So when we live stream and don't pay attention to Boo, she goes to the bathroom and drags the toilet paper roll out. If she can't get the whole thing, if she gets the whole thing, it's a chew toy.
That's funny.
But then she comes and tells on herself.
Look at how dainty.
Gave herself away.
Look at how dainty.
Oh yeah, she.
I had a cat that would do that, would just destroy
Yep.
the toilet paper.
Yeah, Boo is. She got one the
My
other
dogs,
way.
you don't care
the
about
other
it.
day.
But if you show up with a sandwich, Athena's all over you. But
We
Steal
actually
away, Jeff. It's a great.
we actually started
Yeah,
we started keeping track, and literally if Boo literally in a year probably goes through one of those mega packs you get at Costco of toilet paper. She goes through at least one of
All
those,
fiber.
at least one of those a year. At least one.
Oh my god!
I think she's at maybe a year.
That's
She's
bad.
probably at 1.5 of those big Costco packs.
Yikes!
She has got more
welcome.
personality than any dog.
Oh, that
I've
is
ever
so
had.
funny. Oh man.
She is something else.
Yeah, no, we had a cat that did that. Would shred the crap out of the toilet paper. You'd go in there and it'd be confetti all over. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
one time it was funny.
God.
Stop,
We
Boo.
the one time it was so funny. You had like from the bathroom, the roll. She got it from the roll, and it was attached. So she actually you had run it through the whole house, and then you could see where she started, where she ended with it. But it was just strung all over. It's like, Boo, you cannot keep doing this.
Thank you.
We found we found
She
this
just
on
wants camera
I
time.
got to order it on Amazon. They actually have a toilet paper holder that the toilet paper stuck up, so it does it. You can kind of like push it up so you can't get to it. I said we
No.
might need to get that, so and put it backwards so it's up on top and you pull this way so she can't get it
Get it
because
right.
she's at first it was like, come on, Boo, but we've literally started kind, and it's about a mega pack from Costco of toilet paper she's gone
Okay,
through.
enough licking.
But yeah,
So,
She's
yeah, it's you got it's a toy, mommy. You just got to play with it.
Yeah.
considering and she's also our pricey dog, so it's
Yeah,
like,
she's got
yeah, we said
Addison's.
between toilet paper and her Addison's disease, it's like, you're so pricey, dog.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fantastique is on the jobs, guys. So don't worry about it.
That's right. She's got the blue wrench.
But yeah, that's right. Going to get that and get it good. That is the one thing I will not put up with.
No.
Yep.
Nope.
You've got no right to judge or bully or stomp on anybody around here.
No, like I said, people can come at me all they want. That doesn't bug me. I don't care.
It don't bother me either because I look at it
If-
this way. You don't make my world spin around. So
if I know I'm right, we'll have words all day long. But don't go after people that I care
Jesus,
about.
Boo.
That
right, or your friends, the chat, anybody. It's just
Yep.
Just like and I like you said, like I'm like Beardo. If I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong.
Yep.
I don't expect anybody to make up, for my mistakes. I own up to it and I fix it.
Yep.
But and the same thing, I'm not going to bully or have anybody be bullied because that
Right.
just doesn't fly here.
Yep.
I try to be nice and calm and kick
Except for-
back, but don't
So-
tick me off.
some people deserve it though. Like I watched a video today from that long-haired guy with the mustache and glasses that lives in Louisiana.
Oh.
Yeah, he
I
had
know
a
who you're talking
video.
about.
He had a video about the Ouija brothers today that like, okay, you
He
suck.
did.
Like he is nasty. He is just a nasty man.
He is a nasty individual.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yep.
Enough.
And I found a video of his that I may do a critique on because I just a lot of what I watch I don't like, and it's for funny reasons, but I just don't like that guy. He's just
'Cause he's mean.
he's just a jerk. Yep.
He's a little nasty, mean little man. I
mean-
seen him once. Who is he going after? I don't
Oh,
remember.
he's gone after Beardo. I know he doesn't like Beardo. No.
She's looking for
But-
cookies.
Yeah, he's gone after a few people, and I've seen one. I'm thinking, how can somebody be that angry?
Yep. And the Ouija brothers, don't those guys look like the nicest guys on the planet?
Exactly, they are like the nicest
And he's-
people on the planet. Why
he's
would you go
calling
after
them-
them?
Yeah, he's calling them fake after watching 15 minutes of one of their videos.
And
Like,
they would
come
be the
on, guys.
last
Enough.
ones that I would think
Enough.
would be fake.
Enough.
Because they use the Spirit app. Although if
There's
you
no
watch them,
way.
if you watch them consistently, you would know their opinion on apps. So don't watch 15
Yeah.
minutes of what they do
Enough.
and say they're fake.
Enough.
I mean, that's just
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
See, it's just another person talking out of their backside that
Yeah.
doesn't have
And
all
then-
the facts.
And then I watched one of his investigation videos, and like it's crap, it's garbage. So we
Enough.
may have to talk about that very,
Enough.
very soon.
Enough.
So yeah, that's what is she?
Crazy.
Here's Sarah. We're gonna read this out loud. Sarah, I paused after typing about ABCD joke and saw that you posted here instantly. I thought, oh no, I forgot to think first because it was the F word. Wash your fingers out with soap. It's funny. I know if I hear the ABCs one more time, my head's gonna explode too.
Oh,
I've definitely had that voice in my head going to sleep at night. And it keeps
Oh,
me
you
awake.
poor man.
the voice annoys me so bad.
Yes. Yes.
she said that the other
I'm not
night.
the only one.
Oh,
She was in the shower
"Ugh."
last night listening, and she was like, she started mocking her. I'm like, oh Jesus, that's when we need cameras and microphones.
Yeah.
I'm starting
That
to
was
laugh because
funny.
I'm like, I'm gonna start finding microphones and cameras in my house that I didn't know were there.
She's gonna step out of the shower. There's gonna be a camera in her face. I'm sorry, I had to capture that. That shit was funny.
Oh my gosh.
You should have told her I didn't need to hear that in stereo. Because
Oh.
yes, her voice does. And even the way that she presents herself and the way she
Yes.
speaks, again,
Yes.
to people like they're
Ah.
stupid.
Yeah. Did I not just say that yesterday? I said she acts like you're stupid or something. I was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
seriously.
And Cody and his little smug looks, like, "Ah, I don't like that dude either.
There's a whole bunch of stuff
Yeah,
I was
they're
thinking in my head
annoying.
yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
Didn't I list off a whole bunch of stuff
Oh, yeah.
yesterday? I was just
Yep.
like, I don't know what made me fire up on them yesterday, but it was like, oh
Probably hearing the
Look.
alphabet.
no, it was something. Actually, it was something
No, she was talking
Cody
about something.
did. It was something
Mhm.
he did, and it was just like it triggered me, and it was just like, oh, here we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had somebody send me apparently a live that was deleted
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
by George. So I was listening to that. So
So yeah, they get on. They just I can't do it. So I
Yep.
give you guys credit.
There's so much I think if I sat and really because this is something I don't think I've ever been able to sit through a full video of them doing that because I just can't. I have to walk away. And I think I finally have come to a conclusion that I let Jeff do all this stuff and do all the dirty work of it, and then he shows me highlights because I don't think I could tolerate it because I probably would be worse than him and I probably would break the computer.
Yeah, throwing
Because
something at it or yeah, I know.
exactly. Or I would be like, I'd be swearing and cussing, and my poor dog would go into like
Yeah.
panic mode.
Bubba doesn't like curse words.
And yeah, he doesn't like cuss words. So I wouldn't. It was it's bad. It's really bad. Yeah, And
That's why you
but-
got to give credit because there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
And like I said too, when you watch this and you're looking for debunks, it's like you're not just watching the video one time. It's like you'll spend a clip, a 60-second clip or a 2-minute clip, and you'll see something. Okay, that doesn't make sense. So then you go back, like with the Paranormal Nightmares. When I saw that lights thing, I went back and watched that video, like not frame by frame necessarily, but like I watched it close. I looked at that window every time the window where the lights came on was in the shot. I was examining that. So it's like you got
Right.
extra hours in doing that,
I'm saying it takes so long.
Yep. Just
What are we missing here? Perhaps they were Fantastic. Did you have to give somebody the boot? I think I know who you're talking about.
oh, I
Talk
must have
about that
missed something.
later.
Okay.
Oh my
didn't kick,
goodness.
you didn't kick Joe Frankie out, did you?
No. I think I know
I
who
know.
it was though. It's
Joe would never do that. No, Joe's a good dude.
Hey, are you sure you fed the dogs?
Yes,
little out of left field there. Who was
Oh.
making comments?
gotcha.
It wasn't
I
making
like
any sense.
I like when they post porn in here.
Did
That's always
did
fun.
he say that our dog must be in therapy?
I think so. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well,
Leave
that
poor
dog
Bubba
must be in
alone.
therapy then.
Leave our poor puppy alone. I mean, people laugh at us because our dogs go to daycare and they get babysitters when we go out for too long of periods of time.
I'm-
That's how spoiled they are.
I'm going back up in the chat. See if you can see.
Oh, excuse
Well,
me.
if you
For
do it, I
what?
won't see it. Fantastique was laying down the hammer here.
Apparently, it's all right.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to keep
And-
track
and-
of everything it's going through.
And when you
Go-
watch Beardo's show, his chat is so fast.
Flies. I think you can't even
Yep.
catch anything.
Yep. 350 people in there. You know, a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
it's
times
like
it's- yeah.
I told everybody I'd be happy just to make 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Did-
imagine
did-
having all of that.
Did we help you out the other night at all?
Yes, you
anybody-
did. I wanted to
Okay,
say
good.
thank you for
Good,
that.
good.
I think I did 3 or 4.
Yeah, we're 20.
Afterwards, when I got back on there, I looked and go, oh,
Good.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yay.
I think I because I have multiple accounts. And the only reason I have multiple accounts is because I had children when they were younger. They used mom's emails
okay,
to make
yeah.
their accounts. I never knew I had these YouTubes, and then until one time YouTube, I'm like, oh, well, this kind of helps when you need subscribes or so.
There you go. Well,
subscribers.
we-
So I
thank you guys very much. I think I'm
We're-
17 away from 100.
We're 25 away from 1,000. which-
yeah,
So that's exciting.
25
I've got-
more.
Really
I've got
exciting.
one video too that's approaching 10,000 views, which
It's
blows
huge.
my mind. So
Doesn't
when
it? I just,
yeah,
I look at my stuff and I go, oh, wow. And it might be only just, of course, I just
Yeah.
started.
Yep.
And so I don't think I'm doing too bad for just starting.
yep.
Yeah,
I'll be
we
like,
My-
oh, look.
My most watched video before I put out my first video, in doing the new YouTube thing with Cody and Satori, the most watched video I had was 45 views.
Yeah.
And to now think that now I have a video that's getting close to 10K. It just
that blows your mind.
Yeah,
It does.
yep. Joe says he watched it 10,000 times.
10,000
It
times.
doesn't count, Joe.
No.
It doesn't count. You only count as one. Sorry. You just
Yeah,
wasted
it's funny
10,000
'cause
views.
I'm now the one I think that keeps track. I'm like, hey, we need 25 more. Hey, we need. I'll
Now,
go
Joe-
and check a few times a day just to see where we're at.
It's hard
you
not
need-
to look. It really
Yeah.
is.
Joe, it's if you make 10,000 accounts and then watch it one time on each account, then that
Right. Then there
that
you
would
got
help.
something going on.
Right,
That'll keep
that
you
would
busy
help.
for a while.
exactly.
But it is
Um,
exciting, especially when you do get to that high mark.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Mhm.
you're thinking, okay, yeah, I'm doing something that somebody likes.
Mhm. and yes, I want people to watch it. I want people to like it. I want the
Ooh, it
views.
was
I do.
growling.
Yeah, he says he knows people.
Yeah, I know people.
Yeah, you know people
Well-
that are definitely not going to subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, I was
trust me.
like, well, then get those people if you know to
They won't.
subscribe, but we know they won't.
Some of the people he knows, I would guarantee hate me.
Oh yeah.
It's all right. There's more people out there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all.
The
Well-
haters have actually brought me the most views.
So-
It was funny because at the convention we were at this past weekend, they were kind of asking about what kind of videos we were doing in that, because Jeff wasn't there a lot of the time. So I had to kind of explain everything on my own. And my best way of doing it was, well, we do like debunking videos, and they're like, oh, like what
Aw.
kind?
I love
That
Jeffrey.
is the first
Thank
I
you,
love Joe
Sky.
Frankie sign.
It's so nice.
And so you could tell on their face, okay, and because being a medium, you can read people. And so it was so funny because when I would start telling about debunking, they're like, oh, and I would tell them like certain ones that we were doing, and they're like, the face changed. They're like kind of like, so you know what they like, and it's like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah,
But,
debunkers are not.
and of
popular
course,
at
probably
paranormal
my face
conventions.
probably didn't show that. No, probably showed that. Oh God, you're one of those people that likes those people.
And I was sitting right across from Andrea Perrin,
Yes,
table.
that was even funnier.
and she is a big fan of Cody and Satori, so I couldn't show any of my Cody and Satori videos at that convention.
Yeah. I mean, it was straight on. If she turned her
Hey,
head,
you
was
have a
there.
right to show it. You got to write your
Yeah, I just-
opinion.
I just didn't want to start shit.
Yeah.
And then when they, if somebody gets their, panties in a bunch, just say, hey, I respected you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think
in return.
with this convention that we were at, it was probably wiser not, because I just from the feel of the people that we were talking to that came up to they were all a lot of Cody and Satori fans, and it was like,
so you had to worry about bodily harm.
I'm not some, but I mean we wanted them to buy our stuff, so it's
Buy my
like I
shit.
went,
Run, Jeff, run.
yeah, it's like buy our shit. So it was like, we had to play nice.
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to. That's what I'm saying. I hold my tongue a lot on a lot of these things. So when Jeff was talking about doing a reaction video and having people come on, it's like,
Yeah.
you sure you want to open that can of worms?
No, we
No.
we are gonna do it.
He has it just right here because I mean, obviously people have seen Cooking with Dana,
Yep.
so that's a short version.
No, but
of
people
some of-
didn't see all of Cooking with Dana.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What was the other one? Oh, spirit spankings.
Yeah, spiritual spankings.
Spiritual
that was
spankings.
the meta psychics.
Yeah.
That's I'm telling you all. If you want to just be stupid, mindless entertainment, go watch them for 10 minutes. You will be laughing your ass off because they are so bad.
It was bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that.
Yeah, I mean, but when he said, Dana,
Joe will do it
what's a spiritual spanking? I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, what the fuck is a spiritual spank? I'm like, he goes, yeah, I figured that's. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, that's okay. That is just as bad as spiritual Febreze.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there.
Or these exorcists that run around with their spray bottles
With holy water.
It's like, come on.
Oh, that was the other one that got me when the dude was
James
squirting. This is all off because of Boo. Squirting holy water with a squirt bottle.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
I've seen several of them guys do this.
No, Boo.
Morning Rain wants to know what is a spiritual spanking.
Spiritual spanking.
I don't even know what it was.
I don't even know. I never looked it up. I was like, I don't know if I want to know.
And Joe.
Yes,
That's what I forgot.
Yeah.
That is a sticker in the making.
Yep.
My goodness. Yeah, it is. Funny.
Spiritual
Oh, shit, Joe,
spankings.
you're bad.
Spiritual
Cross the line.
spankings. The SMN of Ghost. Oh
Ooh,
my
I don't know.
Joe crossing the line there. Jesus Christ. It's all
Joe, there are so many things that we cross the line with.
Family
I mean,
entertainment.
I made one specific shirt for him that will never get reproduced. Just
Which
one. His python.
Oh, no. That's move on.
Yeah.
How's the weather over there in Buffalo?
But yeah, so I'm like that. Yeah. But the spiritual spankings, the S&M of Ghost, that could be a shirt.
It could be.
That could be a shirt. I like
Yes.
making shirts. Well,
Or
I
a-
love my
or a
cricket. I
therapy
make so
session.
much stuff with my cricket. And
Yeah, we have one of those. I haven't used it yet.
my daughters didn't think I was going to use it as much as I do.
Mm.
I use that thing. I probably use that thing way more than I even thought I would.
Boo, stop with
Right.
the wires because you cut my monitor out.
Uh-oh.
No more cookies. No more food.
He probably wants you to get off. So you spent enough time on there.
No, she's tried to open her dog food bowl. That's why I had to ask if he fed her, because sometimes he forgets to feed him because they're used to me feeding them. So I always have to kind
Touch my
of check
balls.
because
I can't do this.
oh my god.
Yeah, there's Joe breaking. Joe, don't post Joe's comment. We're not
No.
opening that discussion.
No, because his wife will kill us.
Uh-oh, okay. We won't go there then.
Nope. Laura will kill me if anything comes with that anymore.
No one has a Touch My Cat Ball shirt. Yeah, that's a good point. Stay tuned. That might be a good shirt too.
I know, really.
Touch My Cat Balls.
That one is good, and that one is a good one.
Write that down.
I don't know how these people get that to work.
The cat
I'm gonna use
balls.
the cat balls because I've got one. I bought them for the cat. And
Yeah.
you gotta beat this thing to death to make it go off.
See, now
This-
Crow said he's got about 15 or 20 that he has for his cats. He says they just go off like for no reason all the time.
Now,
What
'cause
I
we
got,
were-
well, you
Maybe
make
yours
it
are broke.
like a football.
when we were in West Virginia, or was it West Virginia? In Virginia, we did an investigation, and they had, like, that was the first time I'd ever seen them, and like literally they had one in the windowsill, and I mean, it did not, the whole time I was up there, it never did
It's-
anything until I was like maybe 3 feet from it, and I walked in front of it, and then 3 feet past, and then it went off. But other people walked around it, and it
The
never
thing
went off.
is-
It was so strange, and I'm like, I still don't know
It's
about those.
The circuit, how the circuit works is there's like a little box, and there's like a little metal
Right.
BB inside. And if that goes away from one of the walls of the box, that's
Right.
what makes them go off. So it's all in their placement. Like if
Mm,
you place it where that little BB's just kind of
edging.
floating around in there, they go off. But if you've got it racked out to where it won't go up, you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah,
That-
yes, because I just, like I said, the ones I have, boy, you gotta kick it around. It
Yeah,
doesn't go
I don't know
off.
if Kenny Biddle, I would like to say probably has one that he's torn apart on his channel. I haven't seen it if he does, but I would imagine that's something he would do. Take it apart and show you how they work and all that
Right,
stuff. But
right.
I know PSI Paranormal has one. They've got a video where Mark took the thing apart and showed
Right.
how the circuits work. And so these
Maybe
guys,
just some are more sensitive than others.
yeah, it could be too.
'Cause that's
The
what I was telling my
brand.
husband. I said, "Look at this
Ooh.
thing. You got to beat it with a hammer for it to do anything."
Ooh.
So how the hell are they making them go off?
Yeah, most anyone I've ever seen, you
You
touch it
are
a
not
little bit, make it
starving.
roll,
Get
and they
over
go off. So that's
Oh, okay.
you've
Well,
got
then
defective ones.
mine's faulty.
Send them back.
You do not need any food.
Oh,
You are not
Yeah, yeah.
starving.
Any interest?
Yep.
I mean, it does go off, but I mean, the cat's not going to power punch it to make it,
right.
sparkle and shine.
Maybe you got the one with the magnetic ball on the inside, so it doesn't leave that and break the circuit. I don't know. Boo! Come on. Get out.
Yeah, I have to get a look at it. Get the magnifying glass out.
Yep.
Boo.
So,
I
What are you
don't
doing?
know.
God, Boo!
What are you doing?
She's making me to where I can't move my head
Come here. Boobies.
because of the wires.
Come here.
Come on, Boo.
Boobies. Come
Oh.
here.
Oh.
Laying on the wires.
Yep. Now
Yep.
she's.
And yep. Head went down. I think you're stepping on it now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're all messed up here.
Holy crow.
When
There we
Boo
go.
comes
Well, I probably
back,
should let you get going. Don't have editing to do. I don't want to keep it
Yeah, I
on
do.
too long.
I got to go watch Twin Paranormal, whether I want to or not.
Lucky you.
Oh, see, lucky guy. We're all jealous.
Yeah, I am too.
yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're not.
Yeah,
But
no,
we'll
I'm
be
trying to-
thinking of you, Jeff.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
Now
It'll
this-
be time for me to go to bed.
But
I
the-
won't do that one.
The intro that I had for this video, like I have to do it. It's such a good idea that like I'll suffer through because I think it's funny. So
Yeah, it's too much. Ew, twin. Oh no.
yep. Yeah,
Exactly.
let's just say Twin Paranormal in this episode finds their long lost brother that they never know they had. His name is Mountain Range.
So it was nice to meet you.
God dang it.
Yes, it's nice to have you on. Thank you very much. Remember, you guys
Yep.
can join anytime you want. Any of you guys, even in chat, can join anytime you want. And
Yeah, I'm
I hope
trying-
everybody enjoyed the.
Oh,
Hi, Karen. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
Karen just jumping in.
There's-
at
I
the
know.
end.
I always miss her stuff. It's the time zones.
I like
are
Karen's stuff.
I love her stuff. She's brilliant.
And when
And then
she
we're just signing off, and she pops in.
busted the Sally house with their BS and their story, or maybe it's not their BS, but the story behind the haunting of the Sally house. That was a fantastic video.
I think she does it. She's just really good at what she does.
Yep.
And I love it. When everybody goes, "Oh, it's so scary," and she'll walk right on through and don't think nothing of it.
Thanks,
Brave,
Guy. Yeah,
brave
that's gonna open
girl.
this week. Yeah, Joe has twins.
Yep, he does.
Thank God they have brains and they don't. Nah, never mind.
Oh, the Joe
Well, I
Frankie.
thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight.
Yep.
I
Thank
love
you
it when
all.
we just do the open mic because you look at we went from medical
Yep. Yeah, it
to
was
dirty
definitely
pythons. So
thank God the Dirty Python part was short. So,
Yes.
woo-hoo, well, you never know what's gonna happen next time around.
Yeah.
Thanks
no.
everybody for joining. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't. I hate asking that, but you know how it goes.
you have to.
Hit all the bells and whistles if you could
Yep.
on mine and on Jeff's page. We
Yep,
would
thank
really,
you.
really appreciate it. And we're going to see Jeff on Wednesday.
Yep.
Because we're going to get down and dirty with some demons, guys.
Yes.
So
We love
you better
demons.
bring your holy water and your spray bottles.
I got it.
Yeah.
In your
Until then, everybody,
there.
thanks for joining us.
You can't forget this, so you have to have this as well.
this is
This
the
is
new
Oh, the
demon
super
gun.
soaker there.
Yeah,
That
No,
the
this
salt
is
gun.
salt gun.
salt gun.
Yes, that's a
Yeah.
demon destroyer.
Good gracious.
And
I
he
don't
had
know.
it before he even knew it was going to be a popular
Exactly.
thing.
I was cool before it was cool.
Genius.
Yep. All right, we'll see y'all later.
All right, guys, have a great night, and thanks for joining us on the Raw Side.